Hey, what's up, Aaron? We're having a little bit of technical difficulties this morning. I'm just waiting for Benji to come on back in. We had no audio for some reason. Can you let me know if everything is good for the audio? And as soon as Benji clicks back in here, I'll add him. We'll get going on it. Lone Wolf Caddy Flinker, how you doing, my friend? Is the sound and audio everything is good? Just waiting for Benji here. Oh, thanks, buddy. Good audio and video so far. Perfect. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate you, buddy. Hey, everyone's coming on over. Okay, just wait for Benji here. We had a little bit of trouble with the audio for some reason. Couldn't figure it out, but it seems to be okay now. Hopefully, they didn't screw it up too much. All right, and hopefully he'll pick it up soon in a second, and everything will be good. Buddy, having all kinds of problems with audio. I linked up with Benji a couple minutes ago. We're just about to go live, and the audio between the two of us wasn't working at all. It was so quiet. I had my phone all the way maxed out with the sound, and I could barely hear him at all. I wouldn't have been able to talk to him. Really would have been like, what was that? Say it again. Yeah, can't have any of that. Yeah, I know there was lots of people in the other video. Totally sucks. I think Aaron whipped one over to the other chat to bring him on over. Yeah. The Ducks Luck. Good morning. Mark Townsend, he's back. How you doing, buddy? Must be one of those iPhone users. Yeah. So how's everybody doing? Guten Tag. What's up, WD? Leon, how you doing, buddy? Good morning. Taylor Made, how's it going? Nah, Mark. We started off the live, and it just wasn't it wasn't really working. Anyway, it was just oh, I keep hearing a ding. I don't know what the hell's going on. I think he's trying to add, but he's not linking up now. What the? Why is this causing so much trouble? Yeah, Benji, I sent you a new link. Hopefully, this works out. It's getting a little crazy. I've been having a lot of trouble going live on my phone recently. It's been causing me all kinds of trouble. I don't know what the deal is, but anyway, I hope we got it all sorted out. Don't roll. How you doing? Shades is in the house. Not enough sleep or coffee. Well, the coffee is something you can remedy, my friend. Go grab yourself a nice big tall boy, kind of like this here, and you'll be in business. Dan, what's going on, buddy? Got the two of you in the house today. This is awesome. Oh man, I wish there was a way to see if I can. All right, Benji, I'm gonna send you this link here. Works. Subscribing to new people on here. I'll have to give me a sub back. Getting close to 450. Oh, nice. Good plan, T-Rex. Why don't I see it then? I don't understand. Ah, man. It didn't give me a notification on my side. I sent you a new link, but it's not giving me the notification. Maybe I can find it in here. Hold on. More YouTube problems, man. You see, I heard it go ding when you tried to add, but I don't have a notification. It didn't give me a button to push to accept you. All right, guys. Oh, I got it. I got it. Boom. Where is he?
Can you hear
We
me?
got Benji.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect, buddy.
Good. There we go.
What? So you tried clicking the link again, and it just wouldn't.
Yeah, it just said asking to join, but the second link worked. So I don't know whether there was a problem with the first link, maybe.
Oh, okay, perfect.
But yeah, all good. How you
I'm
doing?
so glad this worked out, man. I've been having a lot of trouble going live the last little while. Like every time I tried to go live on my phone. I guess there was some update or something they did. So every time I tried going live, I had to uninstall YouTube on my phone, reinstall it without the updates, and then I can go live. And if I did the update again, it would I wouldn't be able to go on. It would take me through the whole process, and it would just freeze black and white. That was it.
It's crazy. Is that you misbehaving on YouTube again?
It might be. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, I'm paying for my opinions, I guess. You know, who knows? Yeah. So great to have you on, dude.
Yeah, thanks, man. After all this, I forgot to get myself a coffee.
Oh no. Oh, go ahead. Don't worry about it. So it's no rush. Nothing formal here.
I'm good for a bit. I had one before I come on, but
okay.
I feel like I need to do the real thing and have a coffee with you.
Well, I'm excited to have you on, dude. This is going to be really cool. We can chat about anything you want. It really doesn't matter. But that last video you did was fantastic, dude. I just wanted to let you know.
Thanks, man. I mean, I felt a little bit funny, to be honest, doing it because I'm not the best shooter in the world, and I feel like some people might think, oh, well, to give tips, you need to be like really, really good and all that sort of stuff. But the way I see it is, I came from not being able to hit a tin can to being able to hit like a 40 on a regular basis now. So it's like there's still stuff in that people can learn from, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've come a long way in the last year for sure. You know, just watching you shooting your videos, it's just gotten amazing.
Yeah, and that's it. And it's just what I want to help people. I remember the days of being frustrated at the beginning, and going through all different videos, and I picked stuff up from everybody. It wasn't like one person gave me everything I needed to know. It was kind of like I had to go from channel to channel to kind of at the time, sort of 2 years ago, whatever it was like everyone gave a bit of knowledge that I picked up on. So that's the idea, just to throw something else in there. If someone's scouring about and looking for stuff, hopefully they can pick something up from that, and it can help them.
Yeah, I was watching a live with Slinging Clay and Ethan. Just yet was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. And Slinging Clay was saying, he's like, oh, I've been wanting to do a long draw video and show people, but I didn't feel like I should be able to tell people how to do things and this and that. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Mm.
You didn't have to wait till you won a tournament to to share your knowledge. That's bullcrap. Like
Yeah.
really, all you really got to do is you've spent range time. You figured out a few things that work for you. Not everybody shoots the same. So
Yeah.
here's the thing. Chuck and Steele may shoot long draw one way. You may shoot it another. Who knows? But the important thing is that you're offering a little tidbit of information that may sit in somebody's head and be like, you know what? That doesn't work for me, but this might.
Mm.
And that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. Just suggestions.
No, I have seen a couple of things online where there's a couple of what we may call OGs who have been in the game a long time, and they kind of dismiss anybody new that's come into the hobby, and I think that's wild for a couple of reasons. One, someone new might have found something that maybe someone who's been shooting for years and years and years may not know about. And the second thing is we should just be encouraging everybody, wherever the content is, if someone's sharing the hobby, we should really be, pushing that, not knocking it down. So I think
Yeah.
that's where my fear come from. I'd seen a few people say online, oh, these people that's been in the hobby only a couple of minutes and they're already out, telling people how to shoot. And it's like, well, that's not the case. These are my tips that I think has helped me. I'm not stood there telling somebody how to shoot. The same as Andy as well. Like he can do what he wants. At the end of the day, he can hit a target. If you give someone a slingshot and told them to hit a target first time, they're not going to do it. So whether you've been shooting for a day or like 6 months, if you've learned something and you're sharing that with someone, then by all means do it.
Yeah, I mean, even for myself, when I started doing these videos, the big thing was, oh yeah, but do you hunt with a slingshot? And I'm like, well, I can't really do it where I live; it's illegal.
Mm.
But could I hunt with a slingshot? Absolutely. I've had other people say that my shooting's fake or it's all YouTube magic or I mean the list goes on and on and on. That's why you see at the end, if you ever got to the end of my videos, you'll see I put that long clip while I'm doing my end screen and I just constantly shoot at the target and
Mm.
I keep going and I
Yeah,
just you see how many hits I get and all that stuff.
yeah,
Oh, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate you, man. And I started doing that just to kind of shut up some trolls, pretty much.
yeah,
I mean, I shouldn't need to do that, but it's just like, look, you think I'm full of crap, but I'm giving you pretty good tips that I figured out on my own. I didn't spend time shooting with a bunch of other guys on a team where everyone could, absorb information. It took me a lot of range time and a lot of shooting to figure out all the stuff that I figured out. And to be honest, at the time when I started out shooting slingshots, the tutorials were not very good.
mm,
How do you shoot a slingshot? Well, you point it this way, and you try not to throw your ball when you let it go. That was pretty much the
yeah.
gist. And it took me a long time to kind of figure out everything I wanted to do. Now, I've never won a tournament. I've never even been in a tournament. So, anybody out there who's worried about putting out videos for instructional videos or how tos, don't worry about any of that crap.
Mm.
Don't worry about any of it.
And it's better to have so many people. Like when I started shooting, there was so many people. Like your channel offered something different, and there's so many people out there who do different stuff now. Like 10 years ago, you maybe had 3 or 4 channels. And that was it. And unless they released new content, you were kind of stuck waiting on stuff. Now you've got pretty much. I can imagine every single day you've got somebody releasing some sort of content that you
Yeah.
can feast on. So it's like just do it. And that's
Yep.
what I thought with the Sling Den. I thought my knowledge isn't great. I hadn't been in the hobby a long time. I mean, you were my first guest, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh my god, I'm going to sound like an idiot because I haven't been shooting that long. But it was more just to speak to people who are knowledgeable. And at the end of the day, I'm really glad I did it because I've learned through the people I've had on, and other people have watched it too. So yeah, I'm the same as you. My advice would be just dive into it. If you want to do something, and just do it.
Yep. And it's funny you mentioned that about that Sling Den episode. Man, I was so nervous for that.
I can watch it back.
You
I
have no idea. I was
I, I,
so nervous for that. Yeah.
I can't
I
watch it back. I've improved like my interviewing skills over the amount of time that I've been doing it, and I think I watched a bit of it back a few months ago. I was like, oh my god. So we'll have to do a part two soon because I feel like we'd be a lot better off if we did it now.
Yeah, that would be great actually. But man, I couldn't believe it. I was telling my friends like, "Holy shit, dude! I'm going to be doing this podcast thing." I don't. I've never even really been live. You know.
But it was my first time doing it too, and I was just like, oh my god! I'm like, I looked up to you quite a lot. I'd watched all your videos. I was like a fan. I was like, oh my god, you said yes to coming on, and I was like prepping as much as I could prep. And then I think when we done it, it was like it was so easy. It was so like natural and back and forth. Uh,
Yeah, I
it
think
was
I
good
think
fun.
that first little bit where you and I were talking back and forth before we went live on the podcast thing, it kind of calmed me down a little bit because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to say. Half the time when I'm shooting my videos, I'm always like trying to get my words out and I can't do it. I was like, this is going to be brutal. But it turned out pretty good. Yeah.
It did. It did. It was good, and I remember doing the Christmas special as well because you were away for a bit, weren't you? I think you were doing little bits, but you weren't shooting quite as much
No, no,
as you
things
were.
were hectic around here around that time. Yeah.
And I wanted to do the Christmas special. I was like, I have to get Mark on. Like, I have to get you on. And we done our 15-minute over Christmas as well.
Yeah, that
Uh,
was fun.
yeah, man, that was good. And I think it was shortly after that that you started coming back again. I was like, oh, you don't realize how you miss like a personality in the YouTube scene until they start coming back and doing more and more and more. I was like, oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
okay.
Now I've been going pretty hard lately though. I think it might be a little bit overkill. I don't know if I should dial it back a little bit or not, but like before I was doing these vids and I was like I'd put out a video and it didn't really matter what it was if it was like a tutorial or a review. Usually within the first 24 hours I'd get like 1,000 views, which was awesome, you know.
Mm,
And now it seems to have taken a dip, but these lives that I'm doing, it's just making my channel go berserk. So I
mm,
started doing more lives, but I don't know if it's better for me to do like 2 lives a week and then pop out one video.
mm.
But then I've got all the shorts that I've been doing with the grill and slinger and
Yeah.
my ATO's favorites and all this stuff. And anyway, I don't know. I've just noticed that on my regular videos, my numbers have dropped even though my subscribers are going up and my views in general are going up, but it's mostly because of the lives. So I don't know. I don't know where to go. I don't know
I
what to
think
do.
I think
Yeah.
I've stopped concentrating too much on like views and figures and stuff. 'Cause it kind of took the enjoyment out of it for me. Like if I was like, oh, I have to release something at this time, and if I do this video and do this, I was like, it just started to become more like a chore, and I was more worried about the numbers and stuff. Whereas now I'm just kind of thinking, I'm just gonna do what I want to do, like what I'm gonna enjoy doing, because I don't want to lose the love for it. I don't want to like make it feel like it's a chore to kind of make a video and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
obviously, the more views and subscribers and stuff like that is, it does help. But at the same time, it's like I'm just gonna chill out about it, not stress about it, and let it all come together.
Yeah. I'm
But
I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried about the numbers really. Like if the problem one of the problems I've noticed as my channel has grown is I have like we'll call it like a core group of guys that I like to chat with.
mm,
That you become buddies with, I guess,
yeah,
and and you kind of move forward like this. The For me, the problem is the more the higher the more subscribers or whatever the channel gets, the more of the people that I chat to on a regular basis kind of get lost in the chat. You know what I
mm,
mean?
mhm,
And what I've noticed too is doing these lives, like interacting with my viewers in the chat down below, or having a conversation like you and I are having now. I much prefer this than I do to doing the videos.
yeah, yeah.
It's a
Well,
lot more fun. Yeah.
that's why I do the premieres as well. I didn't do it on the video yesterday, but when I done that Christmas special, watching it back, 'cause I think I had like 50 people watching the whole time. I had such along with people at the bottom and everyone enjoying it. And I think that is another way of doing it. If you do the prem, you can still chat along with all those people. And I'm the same as you. There's a core group of people who kind of tune in. We throw each other a message here and there as well, but
Yeah.
um, it's that side of it that I enjoy, not that, oh, this is only. It's like if I've got 100 people that's watched a video, 100 people liked it, I'd rather that than like 1,000 people watch it and nobody enjoy it. Do you know what I mean?
You know that this whole thing that we're talking about right now is actually kind of what inspired this thumbnail that I did for our chat. Was, you know, the thing that we're doing right now kind of makes the world so small, you know.
Mm,
And I was thinking
mm.
about it. I'm like, man, you know, this guy is in is it Wales or Scotland? I think you're from, or
Scotland, yeah,
Scotland. Yeah, he's in Scotland. I'm in Canada. We've probably got what 6 to 7,000 kilometers in between us, you know, and we're having a conversation real time. Like that's pretty freaking
yeah,
cool, you know.
it's crazy about slingshots too. You know,
Yeah.
like that's the crazy thing is like, you know, it is a small hobby. It's so niche, um, but you know, there's some amazing people in here. Like it's crazy, and it's growing so quick. You know, you see people pop up on the scene all the time, and I'm just happy to be along for the ride, man.
Oh man, yeah, me too. You know, me too. And actually, for me in particular, you know, I don't know anybody who shoots at all.
Mm,
You know, and the first time it was
crazy.
Rex. Yeah, I don't know anybody in real life. I don't know anybody. So it was like, man, I started this out just me and my son, and my son started doing other things, and you know, it kind of sucks. I'd love to get him to come back into the sport if he'd be interested, but I don't know. You know, he's got a girlfriend and a life now, and it is what it is. But um, it would be fantastic to have a shooting buddy, local or whatever it is. But when Rex asked me to do that live with him and just do a live shoot, and got outside in the backyard and just started shooting, and I was having a conversation with him, chatting with people in the chat and shooting at the same time, I'm like, oh my god, this is what I've been missing. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
this is what I've been missing.
I've seen Rex do that a couple of times, and he's had makers on. You know, you see people making frames and stuff like that, and having people on live shoot with you. That's such a good idea. I think it's
Oh
always
yeah.
good to see, you know, two people together shooting. But you need to get yourself someone somewhere or get on a plane or something, because I've got a friend in work who I've done a little bit of shooting with, but I went down and seen Dan and Aaron at the beginning of the week, and I had such a good time because you
Yeah,
just
I saw your
it's
post.
yeah, yeah, it's so different. Like, especially when you know people, like, you know, you've met people through your channel and through social media and stuff, so you kind of feel like you know them. And you know, I speak to Dan and Aaron on quite a regular basis, but it was as if like we'd met before. Like there was
Yeah.
no awkwardness or anything. It was straight away just the same as like me and you are talking right now. It was just
Mhm.
straight up like we'd been friends for a long time. We'd gone out, shot, and we were shooting at stuff, hitting cans, and it was just like it was like you would do over the live. You know, it was
Yeah.
just so. Hopefully, you can get yourself on a plane somewhere and do some
Yeah.
live shit with
The,
someone,
the,
man.
the plan is I'm in the middle of working out, get my passport so I can go down to the U.S. for one of the tournaments next time coming up. But
Nice.
also, I was chatting with Brad from you know what I'm talking about, the Bub guy. I can't remember the name of his channel off the top of my head for the moment, but yeah, he was planning on doing something out near him, which is about a 6 hour drive for me. So
Okay.
yeah, that's very doable, you know.
So
And it
what
would
do
be,
you think it is about Canada then that hasn't got like the mass shooters? Because I can't imagine you're like
no,
completely rural in the sticks in the middle of nowhere, right?
no, not really. I'm about 20 minutes away from Montreal, which is like a giant city,
Mm,
and
nothing.
nobody,
That's
nothing.
crazy. I
Yep.
find that so honestly, I find it so crazy. 'Cause, like the UK is tiny compared to Canada, right? But there's so many shooters here.
Yeah.
Like there's so many over here, and it's like to think that there's hardly any over in Canada. It's crazy.
I think that's part of the gun culture though that's over here. I
That's
think
true.
honestly, I think that's what the issue is. There's a lot of people here that still hunt. Like in Quebec, the province that I live in, it's got a very big outdoor community here. That you know, a lot of them go hunting, a lot of them go fishing, a lot of them hunt with bows, a lot of them hunt with crossbows, rifles, and I think they're more into that kind of thing than they
Mm,
are here. Like I was part of an archery club before I got into slingshots,
right.
but I only dropped shooting bows because I don't like being around too many people, to be honest. And at the club they had so many members that joined that
Mm,
let's say for example we're shooting at one target. Each shooter's got three. There's four shooters per target. So you would get up, you're trying to concentrate on your shot, you let your first one go, you load. The people that have already finished throughout their shots are now walking in behind you. Everyone's talking. Some people are bumping into you in your draw.
Mhm.
You know, I just lost it. I'm like, I can't
Yeah,
do this. Like this
yeah,
is not, you know.
yeah.
But
And I think. No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Anyway, I just got to a point where we were just crowded, and every time I'd go and shoot, somebody would end up shooting my arrow, so I'd go there with 5 and leave with 2. It was like, man,
Mm,
this has gotten too much. Everyone was pretty good. So at 20 meters, you're hitting something the size of a 30 mil flipper. I
mm,
mean, we were shooting targets, but you're dropping them into a hole like this, and then everyone's shooting from the same center. So it was like, we started talking. Okay, let's put up multiple
mm.
targets. So now I'll shoot top left, you shoot top right, and so on. But it just got to be stupid. So for me, that's it. I'm done. And I joined the group for the first time. So I quit in 2016, and I rejoined it last year. So they
Oh,
have an indoor range and an outdoor range.
nice,
The
nice.
outdoor range is really cool. I've got up to 55 yards to shoot. I was planning on going there and shooting some videos for slingshots there because I've got the range, everything's marked out. I could set up cool targets from long distances and work on my distance shooting from there. And sure enough, one of the local farmers was out there, not during hunting season, and walked through our 3D shooting range and shot up all the plastic animals. Yeah. And at the same time, so we got there one morning and everything's just destroyed. And we're like, what the fuck? Like they shot the head off of one of those deers that we have. You have one of those
Mm,
rubber
yeah,
deers
yeah,
there.
yeah.
And they shot the head off of it, and then we're like, oh, what the hell? So we ended up having to call the cops. And then another time, another group was there, and while they were shooting on the range, somebody was shooting towards the archery range, and they had to shut it down.
Why
And
is
they
like why is that? Like, what's going on there? Is it because people don't want it there, or what? Like, what's this?
we don't know. The police were called. They shut down the range for the summer. So that sucks because I was planning on going to do some deer hunting and everything this year, and I wanted to get that on video. And since I'm having a hard time with slingshot, at least I could do it with archery
Yeah,
and so on. And I have absolutely no reps in since
yeah,
you know, I couldn't do it. I mean, I could still go. I could still go buy my tags and go and shoot, but I'm not confident enough in my shot to be able to make an ethical kill. So I'm
yeah,
not gonna go, you
yeah.
know.
And I think it's the same as the UK. I was planning just before the whole craze hit with the banning sort of stuff. I was planning on doing like a real feature length like film, like mooching on like the whole beginning. So setting up your gear, mapping out where you're going to go because I've got a little bit of land, mapping out where I'm going to go, what I'm looking for, and then doing the cooking bit because I enjoy the cooking side. And
Oh
then
yeah,
obviously all that sort of stuff blew up and I couldn't do it because even though what I'm doing is not necessarily wrong, it's just we can't put those videos up anymore, and it's a shame really because it's a big part of why I got into it to begin with, and I think that's you hit the nail on the head with Canada having the guns and stuff. I think that's a big reason why it is so big over here is because we don't have access to guns and all that sort of stuff. Obviously, we can have air rifles and there's people who use bows and stuff like that, but not necessarily for hunting. And I think that's why it's so big over here, and that's a huge chunk out of our slingshot culture that's kind of taken a big hit. But it seems to be that we're still doing quite well. What do you think you could do over in Canada to kind of set it on fire a little bit and get more people involved,
well, I've
other than
actually
your channel that has like thousands of followers?
yeah, and it's funny because for local guys, I think there's two guys here that were local. One of them I used to call Z, but it's not the regular Z that we see here. His name was Izzy, but he he hasn't watched my channel in a while, and we were talking about doing a meetup so we could actually have a couple of buds that could get out and shoot.
Mm,
He seems to have stopped watching my channel, so I don't know. He's local enough that we can, hey buddy, you want to
mm,
go shoot today? Yep, let's go.
yeah, mm,
But after the pandemic, I don't know what happened. I don't know
right.
what happened. He just kind of disappeared. And there's one other guy that just joined my channel not too long ago. That seems to be local-ish.
Mm.
But I mean, I don't have any kind of rapport or
Yeah,
you
because you
know,
don't
or
need a lot
with
to
the
get
guys.
started, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's such a cheap sport. You don't need a lot. There's like you can learn to shoot in your back garden, really. So there's
yep,
nothing stopping a couple of months' time having a couple of other people. And I'm sure if you've done a video of you and a couple of guys hanging out shooting, and someone's watching that in Canada, they're going to be like, "Oh, hang on a minute, that looks like a good time."
yeah.
So
And
that's all it
la-
might take.
last winter or last summer, I had my dad. He spends a lot of time in a trailer park in a town in Ontario. And he was telling me, he's like, we're out here all summer long. There's kids all over the place. It would be great if you did one of those slingshot things, for the kids. I'm
Mm,
like, oh man, that would be absolutely brilliant. So I started chatting with him, and I said, we can set up a couple of tables. We can put a string across the back, hang some cans. I got a bunch of clays I could bring with me, so they don't have to worry about the environment. Even though I believe steel is actually better for the environment than clay, but anyway, um, I got into the whole deal with them. I said, "Yeah, I could easily do that. I got a bunch of poly frames that I could bring up, so if there's frame hits, they don't have to worry. We'll put lanyards, make all the kids wear goggles, and we'll call it good."
yeah,
And he brought it to the people there. They were like, "Yep, let's do it. It sounds amazing." And I'm like, "Okay, this is perfect." Now I'm gonna go over there. I'll do a quick little safety thing with them. We'll set up the cans. I'll show them how to do it. I'll do a couple of trick shots for them so they can see what's going on, and then let them
mm,
go. You know, and get a few people to help me out at each table. So as the kids walk up, we'll do three at a time. As
nice,
kids walk up, and we'll give prizes for the kids who get the most hits or something,
nice.
or
So,
whatever.
so is
But
that planned?
huh?
Is that something that's planned?
It was planned, but then they did a I don't know what you call that, but the social organizer, whoever it is who does all the stuff, like every month or every couple of weeks, they have something going on, like a fishing tournament, or like they do Christmas in July, they do Halloween, all these things, and the old person who was like all gung ho for it said, "Yeah, let's do it." She got voted out. New guy took over, and he axed it. Nope, we don't.
What?
Yeah, we don't want kids running around with those things. They're dangerous. They're going to be shooting everything, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, ah, you're a fucking idiot.
Like, tell them to go and play video games and just stare at a screen all day because that's a lot better for the
Yeah,
young. Right? Like,
yeah,
man, that's so lame. You could have made like such a good video too, and just like I said,
yep,
it's the younger generation coming up that's gonna kind of carry the sport forward, isn't it? So that if you think about it, if there was I don't know what 10, 15 kids, even if five of those carried that on, and all it takes is them is for one to show a couple of their friends, another one to show a couple of their friends, and all of a sudden you're growing, a bunch of kids with slingshots. But nah, that
yeah.
sucks, man.
I
That's
thought about starting a club, but the only problem with that is, in here in Quebec, it's mostly French, and
right.
my French is pretty weak. I mean, I deal with it at work all day long, which is not a problem, but it's
Mm,
work lingo. I've been doing it for 22 years.
right.
So that part of it's okay, but to have like a full on conversation with somebody or trying to explain something other than
Mm.
the stuff I need to have done for work, it's
I thought that. What about if you went? Surely they have like I don't know if they have whether it's like scouts or we have like kids clubs here. Is there any way you think maybe you could just go try a couple of say hi, my name's Mark. You can go ahead check out my YouTube channel. I do this and that. Would you want me to come along and show a couple of the kids on how to shoot a slingshot?
yeah. I was actually thinking about that because I used to be a scout leader here.
Oh right, cool.
Yeah, I mean, my son was then involved. Like they had beavers, they had cubs, and then scouts. And when my son was in beavers, because of my skill set, they used to bump me up to scouts at the camps, and I would teach them all things about survival, shelter building, fire building, all these things. I did a big demo with actually, I think I have one here somewhere, but I did a big demo of using a ferro rod for fires from beginning to end. We all went outside. I had fire extinguishers, the whole deal ready to go. But we were lighting fires right outside on a school on a like a school yard, and
Hmm.
it was great. it was an amazing deal. But that group is now closed. They ran out of people interested in it. I guess kids just don't do scouts anymore. So
Yeah.
yeah. So they're all gone. But
It's crazy, man. It's
yeah.
crazy. I feel like if we had like YouTube and stuff like that and social media back when I was growing up, like slingshots could be massive. You know, the amount of kids that loved like getting outdoors and stuff. I know if I was like, 10, 11, 12 years old and I knew, like, obviously everyone knows what a slingshot is, but if you knew the cool stuff you could do with them, I would have been straight on it. I would have, I would have been
Oh
shooting it
yeah.
at such a young age.
I know I've spoken about this many times before, but when I saw a flat band slingshot, I was like, whoa, what the hell is
Mm,
that? Because
mm,
I had one of those. We used to call them Daisy wrist rockets, or we used to call what was the other? There was another mark brand too that we used to use. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. They all had those wire frames with the tubes that would slide over
yeah,
them, And man, they were garbage. Not
mm,
the frame itself, because the frame's okay.
yeah,
I mean, that wasn't an issue, but the tubes that they were using, I don't know what the hell. Even the tubes today are way the hell better than what
yeah.
those things did.
But
You know?
even now with like the flat bands, even if I would have like if I've never seen someone on video, even if I would have seen one, I'd be like, all right, cool, it's a slingshot. But I would never, even now, I would never have thought you can be as precise as you can be, or take out game with it, like ever, unless I actually seen somebody doing it.
Yeah.
So I think someone turning up and being like, "Hey, watch this," it shocks someone. Like the people in work and stuff that I've shown them a couple of video clips of me shooting a few things. They're like, "Oh, how'd you do that?" And it's like they're amazed. I'm like, "Trust me, like, yeah, it is hard, but you can do it. Like, it's possible."
A little bit of range time, and you'll be amazed at what you can do. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
I do sometimes forget how long and how often I have actually practiced. To be honest with you, it's been like what 2 years or so, but it's a lot. It's a lot of hours gone into practice and stuff like that. But
Oh
it's
yeah,
worth it.
it's kind of funny. There's many times, and I'm sure this has happened to you. Like I try to get out and get like a good 15 to 30 minutes a day, if I can.
Hmm.
I mean, there's days I just can't shoot. Like today, I was actually planning on doing this live outside, and then possibly taking some shots or whatever. I don't know, but I get out there and it started raining. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, so we'll bring it back inside today. Everything will be cool, and then I get outside sometimes and I start shooting and I can't stop. I can't. It's like when you go fishing and you're like just one more cast and you
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that for an hour and 45 minutes,
yeah, yeah.
It's it's kind of the same
True.
thing.
It's true.
Just the other day, I was out there for 4.5 hours just shooting. I just couldn't stop. I was
Mm,
sitting there, I was hitting that 40 mil flipper nonstop. And it was a rare time where I was shooting without a camera around, which
mm,
is very, very rare. I'm always shooting with a camera. Every time I'm doing a review or whatever it is, that's my shooting time for all you guys at home.
yeah.
And that's my practice. So it got to be I was out there one day just shooting, and there was no camera, and there was no nothing, and I was hitting that 40 mil flipper, and then I was hitting the squirrel ball, and then I just couldn't stop. I couldn't stop. I think I cut like 8 cans, and I busted up a whole bunch of flippers. It was crazy. I'm like, okay, I got to go back in. I'm like, just one more shot. I'm like, you see, you're already doing
You
it,
always
and
gotta have one more.
I actually messed up my wrist again doing that.
Mm. Well,
Was just
I
shooting too much.
practice. I most of my practice is before work, so I usually start work at like 9:30 in the morning. So I'll get there for like 8:45. So I'm like, right, I've got half hour because it'll take me 50 minutes to get in, get changed, get myself ready. So it's like I have half hour, but every time I'm like, just a couple more, and I run that clock down, and it's like I have to run into work and get changed. And it's like yeah, I know the feeling. I just wish in a way I had a bit more time. I've got a little one; she needs tending to, and with work and stuff like that. But because the weather is how it is right now, it doesn't start getting dark till like 10 o'clock at night. It's like, okay, I'm not under as much stress. Whereas in the winter, when it's dark by like 4:30
Yeah.
p.m., it's like if I don't shoot like right now, I'm not going to shoot at all. So it's like, yeah.
That's our issue too, because at 4 o'clock here, it's dark in winter. So
Mm.
I mean I finish work at 2:30. I get home by 3:30 if the traffic's good, And if I want to shoot, it's literally walk in, drop my bag, grab my slingshot, go back outside and shoot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because since
Yeah.
since I had my eye surgery, I have a hard time when the light starts going down. I have a hard time seeing. So it really causes me some issues.
Because even in the morning, right? Like the winter, there's been mornings where I'll be like, right, okay, so like my missus, she's in work for say 10 o'clock. She leaves at 9:15. So I'm like, okay, well, I can have an hour before she goes out. But even then, it's still not light enough. Sometimes I've gone out and it's like 6:30 in the morning, and it's still pitch black, and I'm like, I can't even shoot now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. But
I'm definitely enjoying the summer right now. There's a lot of time. I mean, it's bright by sort of 5:30 in the morning, and the sun doesn't go down until 10. So there's enough time in the day to do everything.
yeah, it's nice, huh?
No, it's
Yeah.
good. It's so good, and it's not too hot. You see some of those Americans and stuff where it's like stupidly hot. And I can even imagine taking a slingshot out and being outside for more than like 10, 20 minutes in that heat. Like, there's no way I'd survive.
No. No. A Northman like me, I can't handle that at all. No way. When Mikey was showing he was out shooting one day and it was like 110 degrees outside, I'm like, no, there's no way. There's
I just,
no
I just
way.
don't know how you would do it. Like, and it'd be interesting actually because I've shot. Obviously, you're similar to myself, where a lot of the time is cold, and it's like shooting in the cold is completely different to like where I'd shoot now. Where it's probably like 15 degrees, but I can't even imagine shooting when it's boiling hot. I wonder what that does to your shooting, because surely it's got to affect it. I know it's not going to affect it like the winter, but it's
What
probably
what
going to
I've
affect it.
noticed, what I've noticed is when you shoot in summertime, let's say we'll go in like Celsius, so we
Mm,
kind of understand what we're talking about.
yeah,
But if I'm shooting and it's around 26 to 28 degrees, that like, or let's say 25 to 30, it's like you're getting
mm,
prime speeds. It's going as fast as
yeah,
possible can. It's shooting as flat as it should.
hmm,
When you get down, let's say to 10 degrees or below, once you hit around 0 degrees and you're around the -10, you're losing about 30 feet per second
mm,
off of your band speed.
easy.
But
Yeah,
when you go above 30 degrees and you're getting into that when you're getting into that 30, 35 to 40 degrees weather, I don't know if you guys ever get that up there, but when you get up to that heat, your bands start to slow down again.
oh, really?
Yeah.
This is what I was wondering. I was wondering, like, those people that are shooting those really hot conditions, like, what happens then?
Yeah. I don't know if the long draw guys are gonna notice it that much, because they're constantly shooting over
Mm,
300 feet per second.
yeah, yeah,
But for us short guys, like for me, I don't. I can max out my bands and get that crazy speed,
yeah,
but I usually do it. So like I know I've talked about this. I go from here and I can stretch it to
yeah.
back here maybe. It gives me like another 5 centimeters of pull or something.
I'm about the same. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've noticed that when it gets really really hot out, the bands seem to they feel lighter. Everything is more stretchy, and if that's the case, then that means they're slowing down. And I did pop a couple through a crony just to give a spot check to see what was going on, and it did affect it. I mean, it's not the same difference that you would see in wintertime when you're losing like 30, 40 feet per second. It still dropped about 15,
Yeah.
but the draw was also lighter, so I was shooting more accurate, but I was a little slow.
Well, I remember in the winter, I was walking around and I had my frame in my pocket, and I used to just, like, if I was out on a mooch or something, I'd squeeze the bands so the heat stays in the bands. And I
Yep,
remember I'd just walk around and keep it in my hand, keep it in my hand, and keep my hand. And when I took a shot, like the first two shots were completely different. And I was like, I wasn't accurate because by then I was used to shooting in the cold. So it's like I had to adjust. I was like, right, cold. And it's almost like you shoot differently. Obviously, you can change your setup and stuff. I keep the length the same. I don't want to really change like where I'm going because I feel like the more natural that is, the better. I just go up in a thickness in the winter,
that's what I
and but it's a completely different shoot, and that's something some people don't experience. If the weather's constant or is very similar, you probably never have to worry about having to change your setup down to weather. But for like me and you, yeah, it's a completely different shooting experience, right?
it gets really different in spring and fall for me. because in winter you're always in that kind of Goldilocks. In summer, I mean, you're in that Goldilocks zone, and winter when it's cold, well, it's usually pretty consistently cold for
Yeah,
days on end.
yeah.
But in spring, it's a mess. I can go outside in spring, and it's like 8 degrees in the morning, but it's 25 in the afternoon. So it becomes a little tricky. Is even 8 degrees,
Crazy.
you do slow down, you know?
Just have to maybe take 2 frames out with you with 2 different setups just for the same day.
Yeah. But as it just gets warmer, I just start aiming a little bit lower. That's all I do.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes yeah, yeah. Right, Mark, I'm gonna have to head off. It's my stepson's birthday, so I don't think he's gonna watch this. But he's just got into shooting now. When I was at Dan's, Dan said to him, "Right, go on, pick yourself a frame." And he rummaged through his stock and stuff, and he come out with a Spitfire. I've been trying to get him to shoot for ages. You wouldn't believe, right? I've been trying to get him to shoot for such a long time, and there's always been a no. And then Dan tells him to have a shoot. He picks himself his frame. He went out with me yesterday, and he literally almost cut a can on his first day. It was unreal.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Unreal. I was like, I just put it down to my good teaching, but
Yeah.
no, he was very, very, very good at it. So he's eager to get out. So I said, I need to get on with Mark and do this, and then I'm going to take him out and we're going to do another bit of shooting. But I'm so glad he's into it, and yeah, he was really, really good, man.
That's so awesome, dude. That is so awesome. Yeah, maybe you'll have a future shooter or video guy to go with you. You
Yeah,
know, that
yeah.
might be pretty
He
cool.
can take over the Sling Den when I retire.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
did say to him, I said, see, if I started when I was your age, I said I'd probably be a world champion by now. You know, if I started when I was 16 years old and I had myself like a good 17, 18 years of practice, it's like you're going to be up there with the very best in the world.
Oh yeah. If he keeps at it, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, we got a load of people saying happy birthday. Thank you guys. Appreciate
It's your
it.
birthday
I'll,
today.
I'll, well, no, it's not mine. It's his birthday.
Oh oh oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's his birthday, so he's wanting to get out and stuff. So
Well, you
yeah,
definitely tell him Dio says happy birthday. Okay.
I will. I will. I think he's secretly started watching a little bit. I don't think he's going to be
Cool.
watching the Sling Den because I'm also the guy that tells him off from time to time. But
Oh,
um, yeah, I'll pass the message on. I'm sure he would have seen you. So thanks again, man. Thanks for having me on. I've caught a couple of them. I usually work, or I just miss them. But I have come along and seen a couple of your coffees with Mark, and it's been an absolute pleasure coming on with you, man.
oh, it's been great, dude. It's always awesome to chat with you. One day we should do a chat and shoot if you're ever up to it.
Yeah, 100%.
Your
We'll do
channel or
that.
mine doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. We'll get that planned. We'll do like a nice little cam cut together or something. Um,
Perfect.
but yeah, thanks for having me on, man, and thanks for everyone for watching. And yeah, catch you all soon.
Take care, Benji. Always a pleasure.
Thanks, Mark.
Take it easy. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that. We're gonna keep on going though. If you guys are still wanting to stick around a little bit, let's see who we got going on in here. Singing Clay's here. Dave May, how you doing? I am from Montreal, but a Blackhawk fan. That doesn't matter. Hey, what's going on, Ethan? Chad, how you doing? Slingburger. I hope you're not too annoyed of me ignoring you there in the beginning. Mike, you're in the house. How's it going? Hoggy, were the pigeons loose when you arrived, buddy? Damien, how you doing? Stephen Foster. Just trying some bands for Clay. Ah, very cool, man. You know what I've been using, TaylorMade? I've been using Southwest Caddies Point 4. I found them a little bit too light for 8mm steel, but I find they shoot great with a with clays. Fantastic. Hi, Mark. Just joined the chat as I'm in Calgary, so real early here. Oh, buddy. Thanks for joining, Pat. Zach, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, this was a lot of fun. You know what? I quite like Benji. He's a really good dude, and he's always fun to chat with. And I'm glad we got to do this today. Hopefully, we'll be able to do it again soon. You know what, Ethan? I try to meet or try to get on to everybody's live. Um, it can be tough sometimes for time restrictions for me, and sometimes for some reason I I was missing your lives for quite a while. I had the bell notification clicked to all of them, so every time Ethan posts a video or live or whatever, it's supposed to pop up, and I don't always get them for some reason. But this time I found you, so I joined in. Steven, what's going on, buddy? You got me looking forward to this every Sunday. Thanks for doing the lives. Thanks for joining in, buddy. This is a lot of fun for me. This is probably the highlight of my channel and of my week, pretty much. Is I get to come out and chat with you guys in the chat, and I get to bring on a guest every now and then and chat with them. And I'm hoping to get Andy Mund on here one day to do a little live shoot, and maybe Simon from Wasp Slingshots too. That would be a lot of fun. JB, what's going on, buddy? On a TTF Slingshot, why do the bands go to the outside of the forks? It seems like if you put them on the inside, then the ammo stays in the pouch longer. That's a good question. Any TTF shooters in here ever try shooting from the inside of the forks? It may mess up your width though. Like if you're shooting a nine, let me see if I have a. I should have one here somewhere. Let me see. Here it is. Okay, here's the TTF frame. This might be the issue though. If you're used to shooting a 90 millimeter fork width, and you shoot from the inside, that 90 millimeter has just gone from 90 to 60 really fast. And if that happens, you may end up shooting quite high. I don't know. It's just something that popped into my head. But any TTF shooters out there want to answer that question? Why it's always from the outside of the forks, not the inside of the forks? I'm curious on your thoughts on that. I'm tying up some Omega latex green, 0.45, cut 14 to 10, 290 for flats. And clear 16. Oh, interesting. Afternoon from the UK, thinking about trying a recurve for the first time. The skills gets transferable from slingshots. Yeah, Mary. One of the things you'll have to just consider a little bit is the skill set is very similar to the two. You'll find you'll need to engage your back a little bit more with the bow. So while you're pulling your draw, I don't know how they're going to teach you how to hold the string. I shoot 3 under. Some people shoot 2 under and 1 above. The reason why I shoot 3 under is I tend to walk my string up and down for to change my distances. Called string walking. But when you're pulling back, um, basically your release is going to be even more important with the bow. You want it to be as smooth as possible. So just keep that in mind. And it's going to be more difficult for a clean release because you have 3 fingers on it instead of just 2, or just your just a pinch. Hey Rick, thanks for showing up this morning, buddy. I know it's really early for you, but dude, um, you probably want to take a nap later, I guess. Eh? Notifications on YouTube are totally broken. They are hit and miss for sure. I know it's kind of annoying because there's a lot of guys out there that I really enjoy watching their shows, their their videos, their lives, all of it. And you know, the other day I got one for Chuck and Steele and Mikey that popped up, but I got the notification. It popped up on my phone. I saw it come across, so it was brand new. But by the time I got to the live, they were already like 40 minutes in. Live chats on Sunday are bloody excellent. I love these things, man. No joke, Shades. This is probably my favorite thing to do out of all the things that I do on YouTube. This is by far my favorite. I mean, getting out, I'm able to chat with all you guys as time goes on. I'm able to get out there, sometimes do a shoot and chat, which is fun. But this is probably my favorite thing. And whenever I get a guest to come on here, we just shoot the shit back and forth like I did with Benji today, or with Chuck and Steele, or with Rex, or Leon, or I mean, the list goes on and on. Jordan was another great one. I had a great time chatting with all these guys. It's just a lot of fun. Too much elastic bunches up on the forks. JB, yes. Oh, okay, that makes sense too. I get notification a few days after, and it's a trick. I will say it will say live now. Oh, I know. It's happened to me too, D's. Yeah, it might be rougher on the bands. I don't think it would matter much with short draw, but definitely, yeah, sling. Yeah, Andy, I can imagine when you guys are shooting long draw, it'll everything will end up bunching up right in the center and kind of deflecting the shot, possibly even. I would imagine. I came over to slings from archery. Been using a sling for 2 months now. I used to shoot two under in archery on a horse bow. Oh, interesting. I never tried a thumb. Oh, wow, I did move over to a thumb release in archery. I've never tried a thumb release before. I've seen them where they have that. It's like a funny, like a almost like a ring or something you put on, right? Is that how it works? And you kind of wrap it around and you hold it like this and you let go somehow. It's pretty interesting. Unless you're talking about the thumb release, um, like from a compound bow. I stay up late after night shift to catch your live. Oh, dude, thanks, man. Noisebox, you're awesome, dude, man. Appreciate you, buddy. I found out I don't bounce when I hit the floor. What happened, Leon? Did you fall? It's actually Sam Kitty here. I forgot to. Forgot I'm watching on another phone. Mine's dead. Oh, okay, Sam. No problem. I regularly shoot English bow, Turkish horse bow, recurve, slingshots, and I'd say apart from facing target and vision, the skills are completely different. I mean, in the transfer, when I switched from shooting a recurve to shooting slingshots, I used at the club. They basically gave us, how to address a shot like you would in golf. Was basically how to work on a shot sequence. So planting your feet, keeping your posture, keeping your shoulders level, all these things. I did a lot of these things into transferring it over to a bow. Now, in a bow, the draw is different. We would grab the bow and pull back to my anchor point. That wasn't working for me, so I switched to anchoring first and then pushing my frame out to reach my target, and that worked much better for me. Um, but a lot of those things that I've taken from shooting firearms, and then later a bow, um, and so on, like kind of like how my sight picture would work. I do all those things. I do all those things. I've taken bits of all these things to attach to my slingshot shooting. Hey, Leon, so did you hurt yourself, buddy? Are you okay? Or I now know I can get off the floor quickly. Well, if you're getting off the floor quickly, I'm glad you're okay, buddy. In Korean archery, you hold the bow above your head and draw as you bring both arms down. Yeah, I've seen that where they pull like this and they use their back to bring it down. It's very interesting. AD, hello, sir. Where are you from? I'm from Canada, buddy. Yeah, it was actually pretty interesting. But after shooting a traditional style bow like a recurve and then going to a compound bow, it was very different for me. I had a lot of trouble switching from uh, switching from basically a traditional style bow to a compound. It was very different for me. And I had noticed that actually, you want to laugh something crazy about shooting a compound? I had started shooting, and I was much heavier than I was at the time, and I ended up losing like 50 pounds, and I had to readjust everything on my bow, everything, all my sights, everything was a mess. I was shooting real heavy to the right, and I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. And then I realized that I lost like 2 centimeters of flab off my face where I was anchoring. I would anchor with my webbing of my finger across the back of my jaw, and my when I'm looking down the bands, my peep sight would go across. The line would basically just come along the side of my nose here, and I was shooting like this. And sure enough, I ended up losing a bunch of weight, and it shifted everything over to the right. And I couldn't figure it out for the longest time. Like, what the hell's going on? Started adjusting my bow, my sights, everything, and it turned out it was just me being skinnier that that screwed it all up. Yeah, just got some crazy brush burn on the knee and elbow. I shall live. Okay, that's good. That's good news. He's doing Indian dance and he banged his toe as well. Oh no. Some say he was salsa dancing. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun today. I guess all those dings that I've been hearing coming in is the I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I'm getting like notifications every couple of minutes, it's going ding 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 nonstop. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Yeah, so I've got this slingshot, and actually after watching Ethan and Sling and Clay chat it up last week or yesterday, I'm gonna be I've got this frame that I quite like. This is my Vega from Prime Fork Catapults. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a nice band set for long draw on this guy, and I'm going to start messing it around a little bit because I saw usually when I shoot long draw, I shoot with this grip. So while I'm reaching back, this isn't going to work. Here we go. I got this one that Lone Star Catapults made me here. So I used to always shoot with my in this grip, and when I draw, I don't know if these are safe still. These are pretty maxed out. When I draw, I would hold it like this and let them rip, and I would shoot like this, and it's not so bad. But I wouldn't mind actually shooting like this. But I saw a little tip how they set up their trick. Ah, dude, Hillbilly, you're the man. By the way, any of you guys out there that are looking for a pretty damn slick slingshot, check out Hillbilly Slings and Wares. It kind of looks like a slingshot that you'd find in your grandpa's drawer. Some of these things are just so freaking awesome. They've got this antique look and feel to them. I mean, feel, I shouldn't say that because I don't own one yet, but I am going to own one. He's got these screws. Just, you know what? Just check out his page. Head on over to Facebook or his YouTube channel. Check out what he's got going on there. I'm telling you, his slingshots are just freaking beautiful. It's just freaking beautiful. So, Sling and Clay was talking about, and Ethan was talking about how they were holding the pouch. I can't remember which one it was, but I tried doing the thumb down before, and I was having trouble with it because I ended up speed bumping, and it puts a lot of pressure on my wrist. So I don't know how it's going to feel just yet. Yeah, I might end up speed bumping that way. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I could do it. I'm going to have to mess around with it a little bit and see how it goes. Lucas from Patagonia. How you doing, buddy? I'm going to have to get out and do some practicing with it. I don't know if I'm going to end up using this frame again. But here's a question for you long draw shooters. Now, I know a lot of you guys say that shooting, or for me in particular, I tend to anchor here. So when I'm shooting down my bands or my frame, I've got a frame width that really works for me and my anchor point. Now, for you long draw shooters, I'm curious, do you guys have a frame width that actually, gives you like an up or down, or gives you a good point on shooting from? Like, how exactly does that work? If anybody's out there, if you understand what I'm saying, I'm talking gibberish here a little bit, but I gotta work on that a little bit. I'm gonna make a new band set because I find these ones are a little bit on the tight side. I think I'm gonna go a little bit lighter and try it out. And I think I want to try shooting possibly with my fingertips a little bit more and see how it goes. But I'm a little worried I'm gonna speed bump it still. I'm gonna have to figure that out. That's why I ended up switching to the reverse grip. So when I go full stretched out, it's just straight. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure this out because I want to shoot some more long draw. It's a lot of fun, but usually it takes me like 20 shots to get my point on. So I'm hitting like a 60 millimeter flipper on a regular. So might be fun. But I just want to make sure that I don't end up speed bumping that thing. So I don't want to get any hand hits or anything like that too much. Speed bumping up and down is an issue. When you stretch out this way, and if you let it go, and you speed bump out, it's not a problem. I've gone to long draw just past my head and shoulders, lockout, so consistent draw length, but far faster speed, so I can hunt with it. Oh, nice. Hi from UK, my dude. What's going on, Joe Haywood? What's happening, buddy? Thumbs down on your slingshot, eh? Yeah, you know what? I tried doing it, and I don't know. I got to figure out my form a little bit better, I think. Do you have I do have a question for you. Do you have any frames with the right width that are fiddly to shoot? Yes, I do. I got a couple of them. Actually, one of my favorite slingshots is a little bit of a is it has a little bit of trouble shooting with it sometimes, and that's my Beagle. For some reason, with that frame, um, I gotta mess around with it a little bit. I gotta tweak how I hold it and move it around a little bit till I get it locked in. Um, Otherwise, I shoot to the left all the time. And it's kind of weird. Actually, that's a problem I've had popping up again for some reason. I can't really figure it out. Looking forward to getting a sniper slingshot. What do you think of the Galaxy and Baswan? I've never tried the Baswan. The Galaxy, I believe, is very similar to well, very similar to a lot of different slingshots that they have. Like the actually, I think I have some here. Let me see if I can pull some out. I really highly recommend the Thunderbolt, but there's also the yeah, here we are. This one's the S Ace, and I believe the Galaxy is the same. The S Punisher is the same. Actually, I got the Punisher here. You see the Punisher's got like a cool handle at the bottom. It's a little bit different, and it's got these like these rivets inside that look like spent shells, which is pretty cool. But the frames are exactly the same. I can hide one directly behind the other. You won't be able to see it. There's a bunch of them that are similar to that. So the one difference that I will mention about the Thunderbolt and the other guys is the Thunderbolt's got bigger tips. Hold on a second. Let's flip that over. Thunderbolt's got bigger tips and it's wider. So if you prefer an 80 millimeter fork width, this will probably be better for you. If you like a 90, this will be better for you. Yeah, 100%. Too much thumb will make you shoot low, and too much index will make you shoot high. I guess that depends on which direction you're holding it. For me, in my case, when I'm stretching out in long draw, if I put too much thumb, I end up shooting. I end up speed bumping high. I always shoot well short draw with a 95, but long draw I tend to lean towards a 90. You do a good pit pouch when starting to shoot. It helps a lot. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll try a pit pouch out and see. Yeah, I guess that would make a big difference. Just thinking about it. Actually, where's my Aries? Here it is. I put I got a nice little pit pouch on here. This is an old one, but it still functions pretty good. But this thing, shooting long draw, I might give that a try, Ethan. That might be a good idea and see how that goes from there. Mark, I'll get something put together for you here real soon. I'll let you know. Oh, cool, Billy. That's awesome, dude. My favorite frame up to now is called the Evo Ergo. Oh, very cool. I have an Evo here somewhere and an HGH somewhere. I like them both. I prefer the HGH just because it has clips, but the Evo is it's a classic, legendary frame design. It's fantastic. I'm looking to get a 7 from Sniper Sling. Yeah, the 7s are pretty cool. I came close to pulling the trigger on those so many times, but I'm not sure if I'm going to like it. So I'm hoping I could bump into somebody at some point who has one so I could try it out. Lock the now on top finger into your earlobe for a new anchor. Thumbs down release. Yeah, you know what? Shooting short draw, I definitely won't be changing that at all. Where I'm shooting at the moment, I'm very, very accurate with, and I don't see myself changing short draw. But trying to figure out shooting long draw is it's been kind of difficult. I've had my best success holding the pouch with the ball on the backside with my thumb up. I've had my best success like this so far. I just haven't really given it the time to figure out 100%. but I can definitely keep my whole body even and flat without hunching a shoulder or anything like this. Just keeping everything straight, which has made a big difference in my shooting. So, I mean, I'm not anywhere close to shooting how many other long draw shooters shoot, but um, I got to figure out something for my wrist because that's what started causing all my problems. Was I was actually shooting. I think it might have even been alive. I was shooting alive, and I was shooting uh, for quite a while. Um, Long draw, and I had my bands probably a little too little cut too little short, and it ended up causing me a ligament issue in my wrist. You kind of hear it sometimes. It crunches and hurts all the time. I recently bought a Spitfire from Leighton. It's beautiful, but I can't hit a crow inside of a bathroom. Oh, no. Have other frames the same width, and I can hit smaller targets. You know what? Sometimes I've noticed with some frames, it might sound kind of crazy, but I've had some frames that I shoot better when I leave my wrist back and I aim at it, and I notice that I'm not actually touching any part of the tip at all. So basically, when I'm shooting, the tip would look like this, but I'm aiming straight down the bands, and I use my bands as my reference. And other frames, when I aim forward, I have to point, and when I point, the bands look like this on the tips. I don't know why, but there's some frames that I have. That's the only difference that I do is I go from this to this, and I point them evenly straight. And when I do that, it corrects a lot of the issues. So I just bought the green airship, so I'll have all three colors now. You know what? I love that airship. That S airship is probably one of my favorite sniper slingshots. It sounds crazy because it's one of the cheapy production ones, but it's so freaking cool, and the tips are so thin. That thing shoots like a boss. I'm still fairly new to slings, but does the pouch make a big difference? It can. Um, I do recommend for most people starting out to use pit locating pouches because that eliminates one of the variables. So when you put, let me get a piece of ammo here. There we go. So, whoa, sorry guys. So when you put your piece of ammo inside of a pit locating pouch, you see how everything is perfectly even? Both my knots lining up, both ends of the pouch are perfectly even. Everything is bang on there. I know it's kind of hard to see with all the fluff there from the pouch, but it's even. See that? Now, when you're shooting, you want to make sure that everything stays nice and even and straight. Part of the issue with a standard pouch is you got that little hole in the bottom to line up your pouch. You lock it into your hand where you like to hold it. Now, if you draw a little bit funny while you're getting ready to go, this can happen very easy. And you're lining up higher or lower or whatever it is. Now, for anybody who's out there shooting and you're just starting out, you want to try to eliminate all the variables possible from your pouches rolling around or anything like that happening. That's probably the best bet is to get yourself a pit locating pouch. So your ball is always going to be perfectly centered in your pouch. It's going to create a flatter and easier. So I don't know if it would say easier to hold, but it'll feel better in your hand, and you'll get less pain in your fingers in the beginning because when you're just starting out, you're constantly having a ball dig into your hand with a standard style pouch, which can cause you issues. But get yourself one of these pit locating pouches, and it's going to make a big difference. They're very, very firm in the beginning, some of them. But as you shoot with them and as you move on and get a little bit better, they'll soften up and they'll feel fantastic. Sure, Tennessee. The only one regret I bought was disappointing about 10 years ago. Oh, and for 8mm, try out a 13-10 taper. That's what my son shoots. It is a lightweight, throws fire, 0.45 Omega Slings BSB is better. Yeah, I've got some 0.45 BSB. I've also got some 0.4 Sniper Sling Yellow, and I've got 0.4 Omega Slings. Sorry, 0.45 Omega Slings I've got in green and white. And I could probably just cut them a little bit longer so they're not shooting too much heat. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do that with the 0.45, either white or green. I'll test those out. I'll cut them a little bit short and see how they go. Northeast Slingshot. Buddy, I was talking about you earlier, and I couldn't freaking remember your channel name for the life of me for some reason. I knew your name was Brad. I know everybody calls you Bub. You're an awesome dude, and your channel name would not come out of my damn mouth. I don't know what the hell happened. Gotta go, fellas. Have a good one. Take care, Zach. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Hey, Z, you like that? You like that thumbnail? I was explaining the inspiration to that thumbnail this morning with Benji. You know, we're basically talking about. I was thinking about how I'm going to make the thumbnail and all that stuff, and I was thinking, man, you know, it's pretty cool that I get to sit there and chat with a guy that's across the world from me. You know, it's like this whole YouTube thing, this live thing makes the world so much smaller. It's kind of cool. And then I was going through this thing and I found this picture of a planet from off in the distance. I'm like, oh, this might be kind of corny, but I think it might be cool. So let's see if we can do it. Yeah, it was fun. I've just bought the Scout LT from Simple Shots as my first slingshot. Was that a good choice? Um, I don't know about the new Scout LT2. I can't tell you because I've never had that in my hand. But I will say this. In my opinion, the Scout LT is one of the best, the original Scout LT I'm talking about, is one of the best production slingshots ever made. That and the Wasp Enzo are the two of the most best slingshots, production slingshots ever made. I like the Caddyshack Pro Pouch 9.5 size. You can shoot all sizes of ammo from it. I've got a few of them. I found them a little bit thick for me, but they are good. I've actually changed a couple of them into pit locating pouches before, which was actually quite a bit better. I had some of the smaller pouches. I guess he uses those for 8mm steel or whatever, but I don't know. But I turned those into pit locating pouches, and they were quite nice. Pit pouch, I can't get a clean release. You know, that's not everybody's the same. You see, that's part of the issue. I mean, I could tell a lot of people when they're just starting out what I did or what I would do, but really, in the end, you're just gonna have to try things and figure it out. That's part of the issue. You know, I've had a lot of times where I've given people information about you know, band setups and tapers to use and this and that, and many times people come back to me and they say, yeah, but you know, this guy shoots 20, 25, 20, and you shoot 25, 15. So which one's right? I'm like, look, dude, you need to do your own research. Sometimes you have to, you know, like I know Wayne, the guy's a legendary shooter, and I can't say anything bad about that dude. He's an awesome shooter. I personally don't shoot the same way he does. I prefer a different way. Doesn't mean he's wrong. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. It just means this is what I prefer. That's it. So really, like I do suggest it's a good idea to try out pit locating pouches in the beginning. But if it's not working for you, switch to a regular pouch, 100%. Ethan, I have an 85mm frame in the works. I'll just send you a pic when it's done. Hey, Mike, just tuned in. How are you and your day going so far? Pop and Zeus, so far, and so far it's fantastic. Earlier on in the chat, I had a good friend of mine from Scotland on here, and we were doing a little bit of chatting about all things slings and other things, and we had a great time chatting. probably for about the first hour of the show, maybe 45 minutes. And it was a great time. And now we're just chatting with everybody in the chat here and having another good time. Slinging Ranger, how you doing, buddy? What's your favorite taper? My favorite taper, I've been shooting for the most part. I shoot 22 to 12, but recently I've been trying 22 to 14 with my .45 bands. Seems to be doing pretty good. I'm not sure still which one I like better or not, but it's in the works. I'm still trying to figure things out. Thanks for the close up on the pouch thing. That makes sense. Pleased I got up for this. Oh, my pleasure, man. Hey, and let me tell you, um, you may try I just basically finished saying is I can give you some suggestions on where to start, but really the only way that you're going to figure out really what works for you is actually by trying it. If you know anybody who actually who does some shooting, try one of their setups, see how it feels. The pouches you can get pretty cheap from most places, so pick up a couple of those and shoot with them, see how they feel. You may like or not like them, but I do suggest when you're shooting them, try to get through a band set or two before you make your decision. Sometimes you could pick them up and you'll start shooting and you're kind of like, I don't like this. Push through, get through a band set or two with that pouch or those bands or whatever it is and see how it feels. I've had a couple of times where I got a band. Actually, one of my favorite bands that I've shot for the longest time was Gong Chi White. The first time I shot them, I was kind of like, nope, I don't like them. Don't like them. They stretch too much. They're weird. But after getting through a couple of band sets with them and shooting it, I realized, oh, wow, these are pretty nice. And they turned out to be one of my best shooting bands, if not my best shooting band I've ever shot until I got into Omega White. So, something to think about. Definitely try to get through a band set or two and then make a decision from there. I just got some of them chain shaped pit pouches from Omega because they were out of the others and I actually like them better. You know, out of the pit locating pouches that I have, the ones that I like the best are the ones from GZK. I love these ones. These are fantastic. And I've had these pouches. This pouch here is probably, I started off shooting 9.5 when I first started shooting slingshots. I've had this pouch for 5 years. 5 years. And I still shoot it all the time. Whenever I'm shooting clays, I shoot with the 9.5 pit locating pouches. Whenever I'm shooting 9.5 steel, I shoot those also. Hey, Hillbilly, I'm bummed I wasn't able to get to your live the other day. When was your live? I didn't even get a notification for that. I should have. I don't understand. Wait till you see the new frame Simple Shot is coming out with. It's going to be awesome. Oh, cool. I'm interested to see that, Ethan. Was um was uh was Nathan showing off some prototypes at the ECSD? I prefer ruse to pit locating pouches. That's pretty much what I shoot too. I'm a big Rue fan. You can see right here on my Apex, I've got a pouch, a nice Rue pouch on here. I was actually going to get out and do a review on this guy here today and yesterday, but it's been raining for 2 days straight now. I was going to do this live outside this morning too, but it started to pour. So here we are indoors and sad. Yeah. That sweatshirt is the best. Yeah, I got to represent my boys, even though we haven't been in the playoffs or done anything at all in a long time. You know what though? I am a roof fan, but I have been messing around with these microfiber pouches lately from Omega Slings, and I'm kind of liking them. They're the same size as my they're the same size as my brew pouches, but I've been getting on with them pretty good. It's pretty nice. Statues from GZK Legend. It's all I shoot now. What is GZK Legend? I have no idea what that is. Is the GZK Legend a Slingshot, or is it new bands, or what's going on? I haven't checked out GZK stuff in a while. I tried buying a Slingshot on eBay from Leighton Caddies. The Slingshot never made it here. It was turned down as a restricted item. Has anyone run through this problem? Where are you living, IBT? That would drive me bonkers. You know what? And that happened to me, IBTN. That happened to me too. I was buying a pocket knife actually from somewhere in the States, and it was a what the hell's going on here? It was a flipper model. Ah, it was a flipper model, and it's able to be opened in one hand. And my be good. Is that working? No. No, that's why. Yeah, and it turns out that our awesome prime minister over here ended up banning any pocket knives that can be opened up with one hand, and I had a hell of a time getting my money back. I was supposed to know my laws apparently, but they don't tell you that they changed the laws here. Very disappointed. Let's see if I can catch back up to here. Do I like the HGH more than the Goblet Evo? Yes, I do. I much prefer the handle on the HGH. It's more comfortable and locks in my hand a little bit better, and then it's way more comfortable, to be honest. Have you seen the new SSS Hawkeye by Slingshot Sniper? I think it looks really nice. No, I haven't seen it yet. GZK is an adjustable fork tip frame, ergo pinch, all titanium. Ooh. You know, Sling and Clay. When I first started out, I was really deep into the GZK frames. I had the Hammer Pro OTT. I had the Hammer Pro TTF. I had the what else did I have? I had a whole bunch. I had the GZK Sideways. I had the Yayen. I had the. I still have. Do I have it here? No, that's not here. I have the what's it called? It's a chalice style frame. I can't remember the name of it, but I got a video on it. And what else do I have? I got a few other frames from GZK that I quite like. They're good. They're really well made frames. Could you use paracord for a pouch, as it would be a light string, but the cord then cut long enough to have a small rectangle? I really don't know if they could cut the cord and use a long length so you have a small rectangle. I really don't know if that would work. Gotta go, but thanks so much for your tips and for taking the time to help us out. Lucas from Patagonia. Take care, Lucas. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Dom Cherry for Prime Minister. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, veg tan are the only ones that'll oil because they are so thick. Wasp makes good veg tan for 9.5. It's got a huge center hole. TaylorMade, I got a question for you about oiling pouches. Do you find that the oil messes with the elastic at all? Does it, when it's in contact with the oil, does it mess it up or anything? I saw a video. Uh, I was always under the impression that you should keep your bands just bands. Try not to get them wet with water, try not to get them wet with any kind of chemicals, try not to get any oil on them, try not to touch them too much with your fingers to get the oil on your fingers on them. I heard about all these things. And then I saw a video recently with GZK, and he was selling this tube shooter, and he was actually putting oil in forks. And I'm like, how could that be? Like, what? There must be a special oil you use or something to keep it from getting all funky, you know? Russia heading to Cuba. What's with that? Who knows? I try some different pouches. You know what? I've actually sent a one of my. I got some pouches one time from uh, from Gasper, and he'd sent me some really nice goat leather pouches and some other. I don't know what kind of tan they were, but they were cowhide. Both of them were quite nice, but by far the goat ones were fantastic. I love the goat ones. I sent one to Chuck and Steele, see if he likes it. No, I think John Cherry's still alive, as far as I know. Isn't he dead? Which means he'd be better than what we have. Yeah, absolutely. Little beeswax. Yeah, we used to. You know what, hillbilly? I used to make fixin' wax back in the day. Um, Basically, just using a little bit of oil and um, a little bit of oil and beeswax, and I would mix it all together and just rub it in. And the first couple of times I used it, I tried. Some guys were using olive oil and this and that, and I actually used mink oil to mix with my wax, and I found it worked fantastic because mink oil is great for leather. I got some 8 millimeter steel balls the other day, and started shooting them, and I feel like I'm a little more accurate with them than clay. Is that normal? That's 100% normal, dude. I've been shooting. I started quite a while back. I got some clays, started shooting them, and I noticed that sometimes you shoot them and they shoot nice. And then you take another ball that looks fucking fantastic, you put that in your pouch and you let it rip, and you're shooting knuckleballs. And I don't understand what the deal is. And then I started actually really paying attention to the clays. Some of them are 9.5, some of them are 9, some of them are 8.5, some of them are 10 millimeters, some of them are perfectly round, some of them are not round at all. And every time you're shooting one of these things, they're going to react different. And it became a bit of an issue. Yeah. So that's basically what the deal is. When I switched into back into steel ammo, I thought I was doing something wrong, and I was going shooting the clays, and I had to put the clays aside. I went back to steel ammo, and I was just nailing the target over and over and over again. Went back there, and it was like hit two, miss one, miss two, hit two, miss one, hit two, and it made a big difference. You'll see a big difference in shooting. I've actually taken a scale out, and I measured it in grams to see how much each ammo would weigh, and I've only found a 0.01 or 2 difference in weight in some of those. So you're very, very close to the same amount. Hey, Marky boys, Benny finished his coffee. Yeah, he finished his coffee. He had to go to a birthday party or a little earlier. So if I would have known that was the case, I would have gotten on here a little earlier. But he still would have had to split. I use 3 to 1 mixture of beeswax and mineral oil. Yeah, I've heard that too. Mineral oil and beeswax works good. It does. Have you ever bought some cheap slings from AliExpress, done reviews, how bad and good they are? Yeah, I have. Actually, my first Slingshot ever, I bought off of Amazon. And it's one of those slingshots that's very common on AliExpress. I did a video on this. This guy's probably somewhere around 200,000 views now on this guy's top archery slingshot. But I think they've changed the model since then. And I'm kind of surprised because I'm sure a lot of these things flew off the shelves when they first came up with it. And actually, here's a fun fact for you guys. A while back, I'm looking on Amazon. And not on Amazon, sorry, on Instagram. And all of a sudden my inbox starts blowing up. I'm like, wait, what's going on? And they're like, hey, dude, congratulations being on that commercial. That was really neat. I'm like, what the hell are you guys talking about? So I keep scrolling through Instagram, and sure enough, some freaking dude steals my video and starts using it to sell slingshots on Amazon. And basically, I knew the review of this thing. He's taking clips of this, and back in the day, I had a when I first started my channel, I had a swing set in my backyard, which I attached sheets to catch my ammo. So we were busting cans and all this stuff, and I attached sheets to it. So I had like a little basket at the bottom to catch my ammo, and we were hanging everything from the center pole. And the dude took my video and was promoting a slingshot that looks like this one, but it's not quite. The clips were a little bit different, and they had different things on them. And he was selling it, and he's like, oh, top pro shooters and all this stuff. And he had me and a couple of other people that he had stolen their crap from that I didn't know who they were, so I would have let them know. But I basically sent him a message telling the guy, hey, dude, you stole my property. You're not allowed to use my videos for promoting your product. And you should take it down. And I reported them, and the guy basically laughed at me and told me to screw off. And that thing might still be up there somewhere, but he stole my information on this slingshot. And yep, not cool. Not cool at all. Slingshot's okay though. The one thing I will say about this, and I probably, if I would have known better at the time, I would have said, be careful with this. Because you see, everyone was telling me, no, you're shooting it backwards, dude. No, I'm not. I'm not shooting it backwards. This frame is actually designed like this to shoot. It's got the palm swell, everything is good, but they got the clips on the wrong side. So if that screw ever breaks, you're eating a clip right in the face. Something to think about. That's why I don't shoot this anymore, because it's dangerous. If I ever get some more Squatch, I'll send you some. I'll send you some, buddy. They're really, really nice. I use mink oil. I try to let them dry as long as possible. It's possible it may affect, but I haven't noticed. I typically get 200 to 300 shots per set, but I'm also constantly switching frames. This is my go-to. You can also use like I think called dubbin wax or something like that. It's like another oily kind of stuff. Hey, brother K's in the house. How you doing, buddy? There's a legendary shooter right there. That's what I use on all my saddles. That's fine stuff. Clay's like shooting air. Yeah, you know what? I had a problem with that too when shooting clay. I tried really, really making small tapers and really bringing it down. And I found that when I was point on with a slingshot, and if I was shooting, say, 0.5 with clays, tuned the way I normally do, I end up shooting high above my target by about 4 inches because it's just super light. The inaccuracy in clay is caused by spinning of the ammo. I think it was the Magnus effect. Airsoft uses this effect to get more range. Interesting. Well, that's what bullets do, right? So when you look inside of a gun barrel, it's got something called rifling. So it's got like this little corkscrew type thing. So when the bullet goes through, it starts to spin, and that actually keeps shooting more true. That actually might be the problem with that. Is it's maybe not spinning, and that's why it's like kind of knuckleballing around. I don't know. Same thing with a baseball too. When you see these guys shooting sliders and stuff, they shoot the ball out and they push it out with their fingers, so it's not rotating as much. Like anyway, that's my point. I'm sticking to it. Yeah, that was super cheap. That frame, man. It was like $13 here when I got that. Yes, Shade Seer says I remember that vid on Amazon Slingshots. Yep. And you know what? When I did that video, I was actually shocked because I'd been doing a bushcraft channel for years before, and I discovered that I made an error in the setup. So I decided to make this other channel, and I was going to transfer a lot of my videos over. And then I found out that's not a really good thing to do because you won't get any traction and all this stuff. And sure enough, I made my first video with this frame as a test. So in 2018, I bought this slingshot. It was the first time ever shooting a flat band slingshot ever. It came with 2 band sets. I went out, did some shooting with it. It blew my mind. I made my video. I shot through the 2 band sets within about a month and a half maybe, and I threw this thing into a drawer where it stayed for over a year. Now, I filmed that first video, the review on that thing, and I posted it on 2 of my channels. I posted it on my ATO channel, on this one, and I posted another video on my Adventure Time Outdoors channel. Well, 1 year later, on the Adventure Time Outdoors channel, I had 400 views on this video. And when I went to my ATO channel, I had 80,000 views on this slingshot. So the proof was in the pudding. The people at TubeBuddy told me the right thing, that I screwed up badly setting up my Adventure Time Outdoors channel and made it a business account, and YouTube wasn't promoting anything I was putting out. So I wasn't winding up in any videos. I wasn't getting recommended at all. All those things screwed me bad. So when I first started that channel, all those years, I think it was 3 or 4 years I was doing that channel, I was only able to get up to 3,000 views. 3,000 views. And a lot of these people that were actually following me on that channel had started watching my channel. I inspired them to start their channel, and they overtook me in 1 year. Imagine that. And I was kind of like, man, I don't get it. I don't get it. So I just pulled the plug on that channel, started getting into this channel, and I put a couple of my knife building videos on here earlier on, and a couple of my earlier on overnighters. But I'll still do some of those videos from time to time. But I'm a slingshot guy now. I'm addicted to this. So that's it. Thanks for answering my questions last week. I had no idea I was talking to the goat. I'm not the goat. I'm not a goat. I'm not the goat. It always surprised me that I have a catapult and I can't have a legal firearm here. But you guys can have firearms and still have slingshots. Not everybody around here can have slingshots. I'm not even sure if it's legal where I live, to be honest. I've never checked my laws and I don't give a shit. So if somebody comes to me and tells me I can't do that here, well, I'm going to move my catch box so it's behind my house, and that way I'll know which one of my which one of my neighbors is ratting me out. Do I make my own slingshots? Yeah, I have made a couple of my own slingshots, just natties for the most part. I think I got a couple of them down here I could show you. I just sent my first natty I've ever made off to Chuck and Steele. He won the raffle that I had made. But here's one of them that I made. I got to repair this guy. He's got a bit of a crack in it, but I quite like this slingshot. It's almost like a pickle fork, and it shoots real nice long draw. But I got to find a way to repair it. I don't want to get rid of it. The grain in this thing is just too damn beautiful. And then I've got this guy, which was supposed to be something like this, but the wood just wouldn't agree with me, and it kept on getting thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner, and eventually I wound up with this. But as wonky and weird as this looks, it actually holds so well. And I shoot this long draw. I got a video of me collecting tree forks shooting this guy. And then I've got this guy that I carved out of a piece of an old piece of ash, and you can see it's got a bunch of little wormholes in it that I got to fill up still. And I'm still kind of working on this guy. I got to thin out the handle a little bit more. The handle's almost perfect. The fork tips, I think I might even try to slim those down just a little bit more, and it'll make like a perfect holding slingshot. But this one, as is, shoots really, really nice for me. I just prefer a thinner frame, so I might do that, and I'll fill out these little wormholes from that emerald ash borer that killed the tree, but still solid, extremely solid hardwood, and it holds really, really nice. I really like this frame actually. I'm gonna have to get this guy out and do some shooting with it again pretty soon. And then I got this guy that's a work in progress at the moment. This is my version of a Titan Hunter, and I'll probably keep whittling away at this guy. I think it's 90 millimeter. No, this one's an 85. I'll probably keep whittling at this one until I'm happy with it, get it good and finished, and then I'll probably raffle this one off at some point. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, pretty nice. And this one is a nice solid piece of beech. I'm currently using the 1/4-inch tapers Omega has, since clay and 1/4-inch weigh about the same. Interesting. I got to go. Sorry, guys. Peace, everyone. Take care, Sling Clay. Thanks for stopping in. Andy, you're the man. And I'm looking forward to you making that video. I'm going to hold you to it, buddy. I'm going to bug you. I need some help. Yeah, buddy. Brad, I was going to do this live outside and possibly do some shooting here, but it was pouring rain here this morning, too. Thanks, Shades. I'm glad you're enjoying the live, buddy. I wish they weren't banned in Sydney, Australia. How does it work over there in Australia? Because there's a couple of Australian shooters here that I chat with from time to time, and they don't seem to have any problems with shooting or having any of the laws. So I don't know if you guys have provinces over there, but is that kind of the deal? Like or is it municipal? You're not allowed to shoot in these cities. Like, how does it work? How good is the new Apex Plus? It's pretty damn good, dude. I was gonna shoot the video of this weekend, but the rain just won't stop. The good news is I am on vacation this week, so my whole goal this week is to try to pump out something every single day. So I got a bunch of things in the queue. Can't even own a pistol. It's like that here too, though. Our douchebag prime minister passed laws where you can't buy handguns or sell them anymore. I've had you since 2018. Yeah, buddy, you've been around forever, dude. And you know what? Thumbs up and a round of applause for Shades for sticking around this channel for so damn long. Awesome, dude. Hey, take care, Ethan. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. You're the man. I've been shooting 6mm lately, headed to BB soon. Holy smokes. I've got some 6mm here. I've tried shooting it, but I'm having a hard time getting my band set up for those ammos. I end up shooting way too high. If I ever make another knife, I'd be interested in it. Oh, maybe someday, Leon. I'll let you know if I ever get anything that I feel comfortable enough to send off to somebody. Greetings from Serbia. Amaya, how are you? Whatever happened to my slingshot obsession from Australia? I don't know, dude. And nobody seems to know. Like the guy just vanished. I don't know what happened. I think it's almost like aliens came down and took him away. He disappeared. I think his channel's gone too. I think it's like everything's gone. Omega is in the US, my friend. Yes, sir. Good morning. Happy vacation. Oh, dude, I wish I could tell you how happy I am to be on vacation. You have no idea. If this next week just means that I could sit down on my couch and watch Netflix for 5 days, I'm going to be so damn happy. What did you just get removed from Sling and Ranger? What happened? Not the live, I hope. We've been actually doing pretty good today with we've had like no trolls. We had a couple early on that got the boot, but my goodness. Yeah, Brad, I gotta tell you, man, it's not because I didn't take the vacation because I wanted to go anywhere or do anything. I took vacation because if I didn't, good old ATO was going to snap and it was going to be bad. So I had to separate myself from work and work people for a couple of days. It's unfortunate, but the truth is the truth. We've had a lot of projects going on, a lot of projects going on top of each other for the last 5 or 6 years, and we just added another one. Uh, to change our whole plant, our whole facility. Plant isn't even a proper word, the whole facility to 5S, and they want to do it all before September. We've got 115 employees that work as operators on the floor. A tubing mill, that creates pipes from 2.5 inches all the way up to 8 inches in diameter, and two giant finishing lines. Each one of these places, like our one building, is basically fits on a 33-acre property, and there's no room for anything. We've got a lot of material, and the stress levels were getting to a point where you put too much work on people, they end up getting squirrely, and it got bad. So it was time for ATO to step out for a little while and come back rejuvenated and possibly save a life or two. So it worked out pretty good. I have a slingshot made from natural wood. I call it the penetrator. I'm going to shoot today. Very cool. Yeah, I remember you were Addy Addy back in the day. Uh, I'm shooting some. Maybe I have some awesome tapers like Timber 26 BB pouches over the microfiber ones. You know what? I have some. I have some Timber 26 pouches here. I really got to try them. I just find they're kind of pointy at the end, so I don't know how it's gonna line up on my bands if they're not gonna get all wonky or anything. But we'll see. Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of notorious for always being at work. Like pretty much, I gotta have to have a body part hanging off me for for me to take a day off. I never ever take days off. if I'm sick or if I'm hurt or all that stuff, I always show up. My issue is when I know when I start getting frustrated, I have a real hard time controlling my mouth. And yeah, so to keep everything professional and to act like a responsible adult, it was time for me to take a break. Unfortunately, I have a very short tolerance for stupidity, and when people get stupid and start the backstabbing and all that kind of crap, I have no patience for it, and I call people out on it. And I don't know. There's some people who like to hear the truth, and there's some people who just want to hear what they think they want to hear, and I'm not that guy. Hey Mark, was it yourself that mentioned one of the videos and lives about tingling nerve feeling on your pouch index finger? This happened to me lately, and it's so annoying. Yeah, buddy, it's happened to me too. Um, Really, a lot of times you'll find. I'll tell you what I did to solve it. Okay, so when I first started out, I know a lot of people were talking about putting the smooth side of your pouch outwards, the smooth side. So when you're gripping it, it's going to be a smoother, it'll slip out of your hand smoother. I found that by putting the rough side on the outside, when I was holding the pouch, I had to put less pressure to hold it on there because there was more to grip onto. And that really changed it, made a big difference for me shooting. Because I was having the ball was poking into my bone here and it was hitting some kind of nerve. Now it took some time for it to kind of heal itself and build up a bit of a cactus. Like I'm sure if I could push like a nail through there or something, and like there's a lot of beef there, a lot of skin, but it eventually ended up going away. And one of the ways it did it was actually shooting pit locating pouches. Let me grab a little piece of ammo here again, and I'll show you what I mean. Oh, that's too big. Now, when you put this into your pouch, when you're gripping it, you're really feeling the ball. Now, there's good sides and bad sides to that. As you're pulling back, you may find that it gets a little heavy or hard on your finger, and you can really feel that ball poking into your fingers, right? See how that's kind of shaped? You see how it's got that round little ball poking in there? See that shape? Let me show you the difference. It may take a little while to get used to it. Let's see, not the right size. That's a 9.5. Here we go. So this will help solve that problem. So if you're shooting a pit locating pouch, see how that fits in there? It's much flatter. So it takes that pressure of the ball and spreads it over a wider surface area of your finger. And I ended up switching to these pouches on a recommendation from GZK himself. And I bought these guys when I was shooting 9.5 and I went to this. Before that, I was shooting simple shot pouches, which are those big, wide, long, flat ones. And in the beginning, they were fine. But as they started to soften up, I started feeling the ball more and more and more. And that's when I started getting that tingling feeling, and it was causing me problems with my hand. But the pit locating pouches will help you out, and you'll shoot those for a while. You'll kind of heal up, and if you want to go back to a regular pouch later on, you can. But I highly recommend, like I have gone back to regular pouches. But what I do is I flip them in reverse. So I always have, like in this case, I've got a microfiber pouch, but it's got the Omega sign kind of burnt in there a little bit, and I use that on that side to get my grip. When I'm shooting a leather pouch, I just had one here. Yeah. When I shoot my leather pouches, I always put the smooth side inside and I put the rough side outside. So I don't have to pinch so heavy or so hard. I just grab it and it'll hold on nicer. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. That might help you. Last night I was looking around Calgary for a place to get cheap plates, like Greek restaurants use to smash. It'd be fun to break a plate, but it's like, oh, it would, totally would. ATO, I've shot over 5 years and had the same problem, and suddenly I keep hitting my top left fork shooting 90 millimeter OTT. Well, the king, I don't know what that might be, but it's very possible it could just be that you're speed bumping um, your ammo. What I do whenever I start having kind of weird problems where I'm speed bumping or shooting high or shooting low, or if you're frame hitting all of a sudden that's something drastic's happening. I would definitely make sure that you're gripping only the ball. Let me get another piece of ammo here. This one doesn't really matter the size, but so if you're pinching your pouch and your pouch is closed, yes, it's going to be easier for you to hold on to. Okay, it's going to be easier for you to hold on to, but as your pouch leaves your fingers, it's got to go around the bone. Now, if you're putting too much pressure on the bottom, it could do this, or too much pressure with the thumb, it could do that. That's going to cause you issues. What I suggest is hold on to the ball so when you're drawing, your pouch stays open. You got the ball enough to keep it open, and there's not enough bone there. When you pull out the ball, it's just going to come straight out. Try doing that. Test that out in the beginning, and I'm looking all over for ammo, and I got this thing hanging from my neck. And if you find you're having an issue still, start checking out on how you're holding your fork frame. And I highly suggest that sometimes we think we're doing something, but when you look at yourself on a camera, you discover that you're actually not doing it. So set up your phone on a tripod beside you far enough so you can see where you're looking at and shooting. And if you start having a shot where, oh, I did it again, stop your camera, go back to the thing, lift everything up, zoom in, and check out and see exactly what's going on. That's how I try to figure out some of my stuff, my problems. Because every now and then you pick up a bad habit and it happens. Uh, it's a real bummer. I hit my prime for custom. Yeah, that would drive me nuts, man. I got a name you can use and call the percher. Just the perch. Same Tio, rough out. I have a nanny called Scary Mary. It was shooting great, but it looks like Frankenstein, so she had to make a makeover, and it's it's bloody good looking. Hey, the king, I answered your question, dude. Lone Slinger, you're out, buddy. Take it easy, bud. I'm trying to fix my custom now, send it out. It's a really bad fork hit, and not just one constantly. Something drastic is happening. Yeah, but dude, when you're getting out shooting, set up your camera, check yourself out, and really, really pay attention to how you're holding everything. Make sure you got that solved. I shoot smooth inside, have fun from old bands, open side up, headband. It's my don't hold in front of that ball, man. You never know what can happen. If your elbow's a little bit low or a little bit too high, that ball is gone. You never know. What's up, Robert? Hey, speaking of it, Rob, I saw your video of that. I guess it was like a pickle fork you just made. Man, dude, that's fire, dude. That's really, really nice. Have a great day, all service calls. Oop, where'd you go? Starting to stack up. Thanks for doing this, ATO. Anytime, Jeff, and thanks for the support, buddy. And hope I'll see you again next weekend. Yeah, you got to open that pouch up, buddy. Open that pouch up. Move that ball a little farther up onto your finger, and you should see a bit of a difference. Oh, sad times. Yeah, I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of that myself sometimes, King. Sometimes, you start shooting after a while, you start feeling a little bit lazy, and you end up going a little bit higher up on your pouch to hold your ball. And sure enough, that's when the trouble starts happening. You end up speed bumping those things, and you end up shooting high or shooting low, all depending on which way you're shooting. So get that camera out, start videotaping yourself, and you'll be able to diagnose it really, really well. Peace and slingshots. How you doing, buddy? There's some people that hold the ball and get by with it fine. But if you find you're having a little bit trouble with your release and your frame hitting and stuff, you gotta figure it out. I know Gamekeeper John, he recommends people hold the ball, but he holds in front of the ball all the time. But that guy's been able to dial in his shooting for years, and that's it. Hey, Willie, what's going on, man? Hey, we're actually doing pretty good on the battery today. Usually around this time, I got like 30%, but we're at 60 for some reason. I got her plugged in. Got her plugged in, so we don't have to worry about the phone dying too fast. Although we'll see how it works out. Oh, I know, man. I know. After 100 shots or so, it gets tough. Still riding my victory high for sure. Hey, congratulations, man. Must feel good. I would hold a straight stick and bring it up to eye level and keep my eye. Hold on a second. Rack Attack says, I would hold a straight stick and bring it up to eye level and keep my form straight because sometimes I wouldn't keep my pouch straight. That helped me keep my band. Yeah, that helped me keep my band straight. That's true. That'll work too. It's a good way to kind of figure out when you're holding on to that and you pull it out to see how you're going, if you're going up or down or too much left or right. 3 weeks ago, I tried black coffee, not instant. The influence was you and a heavy duty country. Yeah, I bet you it's pretty damn good though. Telling you. Peace and slingshots. Come on, dude. Luck was on my side last week. That's horseshit, dude. You put in the work and you got the luck. Luck always seems to happen to the people who put in the most work. So there you go, buddy. Don't try to knock yourself for saying it was only luck. Yep, 100%, man. Film yourself and review footage for guaranteed improvement. And I try to do that as often as I can too. Makes a difference. Michael is an ice hole hustler. Congratulations. Yeah, so I'm kind of excited. I gotta see if I can make a band set. Maybe I'll do that now. You guys down for me making a nice long band set for some long draw? I think we're gonna do that. And if we get a break from the rain, oop, oh, I got you all tangled up there. Sorry, guys. If we get a break from the rain today, I will try to get out and do some shooting. How is that? Not too shaky? I really want to get out and do some long draw shooting with this guy here. We'll try it out with this guy first. I think we got what do we got here? Yeah, it's a 22. It's a 22. How are we going to do this? Let's use these. And I do want them to be what do we got here? Nope, not this one. What's my active on this guy? I do want them to be a little bit longer than this one, although the elongation is longer than this on the Gongchi. So we got 30. 33. Let's cut them to 35. I want them to be a little bit longer because I could always trim them back in case I get into any trouble. That won't be so bad. I know the elongation on these are longer, but I don't need super zippy bands. I just want to figure out. What I'm doing with a light setup first. Shooting 8mm shouldn't make that much of a difference, and then we'll go from there. These are gonna be really long. Yeah. I'm gonna drop this back one more centimeter. There we go. Let's get these put away a little bit. All right. First step, check. Now where did I put that stupid slingshot? There it is. I have to get some things marked out here. We're going to use rulers because I don't have. That's going to be too long. Oh man, troubles. Okay, let's see. Do a little bit of more measuring here. See where we're going. Yeah, I'm going to take a little bit more off, just a little bit. These are really stretchy bands. Yep. There we go. Now we're talking. Now I'm going to need a ruler or something to give me my. Man, might not be able to do this now. Might have to figure this out a little bit later because this is much longer than my thing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a ruler out. We'll do this another time, perhaps, or I'll just get the band set up and then we'll chat about what kind of disaster I make a little bit later. Is there a cool place is there a place in Canada I can get those pit pouches? No, not really, man. You'd have to order from either from Sniper Sling or GZK or you can check Amazon. Amazon might have it, actually. I've never bought any pouches off of Amazon, but Amazon might have it. Yeah, I was really thinking about doing that, doing a long draw band set here, but I don't have a. Well, this ruler would be long enough, but I don't have. I don't really have a. I don't really have anything I can set up properly to. I need to find a ruler that's going to be long enough to do this, and I don't think I have one. Yep, I don't think I have one. At least not here. I got to find a ruler. I used to have a little metal one, but I don't know where it's gone. Like that in there. Let's have a good look around here and see if I can find it. I know I had a ruler here before, but it seems to have gone away somewhere. See, this would have been perfect if I could mark this one off, but it's too short. It's not long enough. All right, I gotta get some. Gotta get some. Gotta get some decent sized templates for shooting long draw. I know I'll make slings. Have got a few, so I'll give that a try probably pretty soon. See how it goes. Just got to figure out how long I need to have them made. I know Sling and Clay was saying he cuts them at 260. That's pretty short. 260 millimeters. Huh. Yeah, I think I would need at least 30, 300 millimeters. I don't know. Something to think about. Thanks for all the help today, everyone. I'll look on eBay and see, and Sniper Sling. Yeah, the good thing about Sniper Sling is the shipping's free, so that's a pretty good deal. I know Omega has long draw templates. I think I'm going to look into that probably next week or the week after. See if I can get one. Yeah, this one here that I got cut so far is it's pretty long, man. Like I got this cut to 32, so 320, and it'll give me just enough room to attach a pouch and a band set to it. I just got to get my ruler out, and I'll go find my ruler at some point today and just measure out the distances. I'll draw some lines across and then cut it with my roller after. That'll work out just fine. I just gotta. I don't have a ruler long enough to do it. Sucks. And my band template jig is too short also. Yeah, but I'll need some longer bands. I wonder if I have one up here. Nope. Ah man. I'm gonna have to get a ruler up here. Get that solved up. I got a 22 340 14 taper. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing was the 22 to 14 or 22 to 12. With these, just because they'll fit my fork pretty nice, and I think it'll be kind of comfortable. I'm going to start off like a newbie with this. Again, even though I have done some shooting with them before, but just to make sure that I can get comfortable, dialed in with it a little bit before I start really going ham shooting these things. But it'll be a little bit of fun. I guess we could start off with a can bust or something, and then move our way down to smaller targets. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. But I gotta get a ruler up here. Get that ruler up here. Get my millimeters all dialed in, and then start cutting my bands and get them as close as possible. But it's much better with a much better with a template. The good thing about the templates, though, like for any of you guys who are not using these things, you see this, That's one. What do we got here? Which one is this here? I'm looking at. No, we're not going to look at this one. This is one of my earlier ones, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. There we go. So let's say, for example, this center line here is 150. For bands with longer elongation, I can cut to 140, 130, and so on. I can go all the way up to 170. So this gives you a good range of lengths you can cut with your bands. Now, that said, for those of you who are looking to get yourself some templates, if, for example, I get one, probably one of the longer size templates for long draw, will come with the same kind of lines, so you can get different elongations and set them up. Oh, I want to cut a little bit shorter, so you go down by 1 line or a half centimeter, and so on. And it's going to make a big difference on tuning your bands. These tools are invaluable. Like, you really got to get yourself one of these if you don't have one. This is the way to go, 100%. A nice piece of 20 by 20 millimeter angle iron is what you need, Mark. Those longer yeah, tell me about it. That would actually be really damn good. Yeah, I've tried long draw a couple of times, Willie, and I was able to get down to shooting a 40 mil flipper, hitting it like 2 or 3 times out of 10. But that's only after warming up after a long time. I don't know why it takes me so long to warm up to that and get dialed in, but it's because I'm new. So I just gotta kind of figure out what I'm doing with that, and then work forward on the get more long draw practice in shooting and see how it goes. But once I can get a good point on going on, and I'm shooting at a target and that kind of thing. I'm just a little bit nervous because sometimes when I'm shooting the long draw, like probably the best frame I've ever shot long draw with was this guy. I've done really good shooting with this guy, but this is actually the one that I had jacked myself up with. This is a frame that Lone Star Catapults made me, and I absolutely love this thing. I did a video on it, and I went live shooting it for a long time, and I ended up really messing up my wrist with it. And the bands, I set them up. It's way too heavy, way too heavy. So I gotta dial it back. I think I use Gongchi 0.5 for these, and when I'm stretching them out, like, I don't know if it's how close they are to being maxed out, but by the time they get back here, it feels pretty damn heavy. So I'm gonna try to cut these ones a little bit longer, and we'll see how it goes. I was happy with not hitting my hand and getting it in the box. Yeah. I'm actually pretty lucky. Shooting long draw, I've never actually hit my face with it, but I have scraped my face doing short draw. Believe it or not, a couple times. Had a little bloody spot right there, and that was just from shooting one of those pit locating pouches that were really, really firm and not broken in. And when I was shooting, I was tucking it in too much into my face like this, and when I released it, it would just go and just rub my face a little, and it was causing me a little bit of an issue. But got it all figured out now, and that's okay. Yeah, so I don't know how long the weather is going to be shitty out here, but I really want to get up and do some shooting, do some shooting today. I want to get this review done, and I'm hoping to get this guy done. Um, Maybe we'll do a figuring out long draw video, and I'll get out there and do some shooting with this guy, and we'll see how that goes. I like this frame just because it kind of holds well and it locks in the hand pretty well. It's one of those slingshots that's very underrated from Prime 4 catapults. I don't know why this one didn't get the love that some of the other ones did, but it holds really well. It's got a very nice corner to shoot off of. The only thing I don't like is the clips on this guy, which I might I think I might have some sandpaper around here. I might just take that down a little bit, remove those fiber optic sights off there, and just call it done. But that'll make a big difference on the shooting. But maybe for the long draw, I might not even need it. I don't know. I'll have to see. I tried long draw with the 1636 on my Medusa and hit the crap out of it. Oh no. Never shoot long draw with a lollipop in your cheek. It hits hard, as I found out. What a silly thing to do. Oh my goodness, that must have hurt. Yep, that's the Vega, buddy. That's the Vega, and it's one of those slingshots that I think should have gone wild. Really, these are really great slingshots. It holds really well. It kind of reminds me of the way the handle swoops up. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Wendigo from Chuck and Steel. It's a different design, keep in mind, but it kind of feels and holds very similar and shoots nice. Yeah, funny. I was laughing when I did it. Yeah, sure. After all the swearing happened, I'm sure. Yeah, you see, Hillbilly, you're another one too, eh? You've got a Vega and you love it, eh? This is a very nice slingshot. And my plan when I got this guy, I was on my way to Algonquin Park, and I was going to do a review of this guy while I was out in the park. I brought this and a whole bunch of ammo, clay ammo, to shoot around while I was at the camp. But I was so exhausted by the time I got to the camp. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing it. So I ended up doing a review when I got back home. I have an orange one, Rapid Duck, and I love it. Can you still get them? If you shoot Andrew a message at Prime Fork and you say, "Hey, dude, I want a Vega," he'll make you one, guaranteed. Yeah, you know what? Hillbilly Slings and Wares says here, I like it better than my Cygnus Bold. I'm not a crazy fan of the Cygnus Bold. I really like the Cygnus, but not the Cygnus Bold. It shoots fine. It feels more comfortable, but some reason I don't shoot it as good as my Cygnus. You can shoot Pickford style in butterfly on a normal frame. It makes the fork and handles almost impossible. Yeah, but it can also cause return to sender if your ammo is to pick up. Yeah. I guess I could see that happening, eh? I know I was talking to when I first started shooting long draw, I spoke with Shane over at Isle Made Catapults, and he told me that just speed bumping the ball a tiny little bit will keep you from hitting the frame. And I did that for a while, and it was good. I would line up, I would let the ball rip, and it would shoot fine, but I would have to always shoot a little bit left to my target to hit what I was trying to hit because I would shoot right. But it was okay. But I tried to eliminate it and actually holding the ball with my thumb pointing up, and that's how I was shooting. Was holding the ball up, and I would just give the pouch a little tweak like this, and it would come around my finger, and it would shoot fine. But I tried to eliminate having to do that and started pinching the ball in a reverse grip, and it was easier on my wrist, and it just worked out better that way. And now I don't have to speed bump at all, so it's kind of nice. But I've seen a lot of guys, they're shooting long draw and they're pinching the ball with just with their two fingers like this, and I would love to give that a try, but I don't know. We'll see. I want to basically start all over and see what I can figure out. See if I can get it dialed in. It would be pretty decent, I think. Oh, found my screwdriver. I was looking for that just 2 seconds ago. I dropped my other one in here for my big stuff. Yeah. So it'd be pretty neat if I can get that dialed in, figured out. But today, if that rain, it's looking pretty blue out there now. If this rain passes and that wind dies down, I'm gonna try to get out and do a review with the Apex Plus. I also got to finish off a video that I'm working on for a Fun Shot Friday video, which will probably be released in about 2 weeks. Yeah, you see, this is what I'm talking about. TaylorMade wrote here, thumbs down is the way to go if you could figure it out. A lot less stress on the wrist. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I got a 451 my Carter one in wrap and tuck from Smo at the East Coast Slingshot tournament last year, and he had the others for sale, but not sure if he still does. Yeah, I gotta see if I can do that, figure that out, because I really jacked up my wrist doing it the other way. I don't know, but I mean, it was kind of dumb of me. It was a new style of shooting, pretty much to me. I mean, I'd done it a couple times before, but I decided to give it a shot, and I was actually shooting this frame. I had the bands too tight, and I ended up tweaking my wrist, and it's been something that keeps on coming back from time to time. So I gotta figure that out. What do I think of the Apex? I like it. I think the Apex is pretty damn cool. I've done a little bit of shooting with it, but it's got a couple of things on it that I find a little bit tough. The first thing is it's a 95 millimeter fork width frame. So when I'm aiming, I can't use the fork tip at 10 meters. I have to use the side of the band. So I kind of tweak my bands, my frame until I get it lined up to where I want to shoot off of, and I got to split the targets. So me shooting really, really small targets becomes a little bit tough. It can still be done. When I shot my short on it, I was able to hit the squirrel balls and all that stuff. I was able to get shots on there, so it was pretty decent. The overall design of it is really nice. It's a comfortable hold. It's a good build all the way around. You can get your hands up really close to the forks for awesome stability. In a lot of ways, this is a great design. I mean, what else would you think? You know, it's coming from John Jeffries, right? It's one of his designs, so it's a it's a great slingshot. I just wish it was 90. If it was 90, it would be absolutely perfect and probably landing into one of my regular shooters. And it's pretty cool to actually have a. I dropped it there earlier and I put a ding in it. Kind of pissed. Anyway, but it's kind of cool to actually have a slingshot that was one of the prototypes here, and it's actually the second one I got from Wasp. It's the first one was my Enzo was a not for sale version of it. It was a tester, and this one is too, which is pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to getting out and reviewing this guy. But if this was a 90, oh man. One other thing I noticed too, by the way, is I like this frame a lot, and I'm going to be changing the clips to black ones, and there's a reason for it. The issue with this with the white clips is I shoot white bands, and quite often when I set up my shot, I shoot right off the fork the bands where the bands attached to the forks. I shoot off of there. But part of the issue I have is the bands completely disappear in that white fork tip. So I have to do a lot of guessing. So there's two options I could do. I can switch from Omega White and go to green, which I'll probably end up doing with this guy. Maybe shooting long draw with this guy would be cool. Oof. All the options. Looks like I'm making two sets. But shooting the green will be better. I'll get a better view off my bands. And the second thing would be changing the clips to a black color, I think would be good. You kept the depression demons away today. So cheers, Mark, on the live and the rest of the Riff Raff Slingers. Is that it? Is that you out, Shades? Take it easy, buddy. If you're out, always good to see and hear from you, buddy. Take care, Willin. Appreciate you, buddy. When I first started long jaw, I couldn't do the thumb down, and I started doing thumb up with a twist like a pickle forks, and it was okay. Recently, I made myself learn thumb down, and I'm so much more accurate. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Steve. I got to work on that. Yeah, I could apply Sharpie to the clips. There you are. Gotta go as well. Thanks for the good live chatting with you. Have a good day. Take care, Slinger Ranger. Appreciate you, buddy. Oh, you're still here. Thought you were splitting, buddy. Yeah, so I think that'll be the plan. Is we'll make a couple of band sets and see if we can get out there and do some shooting today with some long draw. We'll try to figure out thumb down, long draw. I'll do it. I'll do it in the video, and you guys can watch me stink it up and get on form. I'll have to do it as a learning experience and get the camera going, viewing everything, taking my shots, reliving them, and try to analyze the shot. Oh, that might be a cool video. That might be a cool video. I just got a great idea. I just got a great idea for learning long draw. Yep. So I guess basically what I'm going to be doing in a video coming up pretty soon is figuring out long draw. And let me just get this title down written here in my little book of secrets. Okay. Okay, that's good. I'll remember what I'm doing. Yeah, I've done a great live with Andy a while back. I'll have to do that again too. But yeah, I got a great idea. I think for a video, it might be pretty neat. I'll try to take some shots with a band set and my sling and shoot at a target. And then as I'm doing this kind of shooting, I'm gonna pop up the video on the side of me shooting with, let's say for example, I'm shooting with the pouch holding like held like this, and then I'll adjust the pouch to be like this in my hand with the pouch kind of cocked. So while I'm drawing back, yeah, see, these are too heavy. It's causing me freaking problems. And I'll keep shooting like that and see how all that's going to work out. And we can see what kind of results I get, and trying to dial in my accuracy on a can size target to start, and then we'll work from there. And I'll see if I can make it touch my face or my anchor points. Because I find that I often shoot to the left when I shoot long draw, and I often shoot high when I shoot long draw. So these are all things I'm going to try to figure out in this video and see what works for me shooting thumb down versus thumb up. Might be a bit of a difference too. Might be interesting to try to see how the process works for me and if it'll work for any of you guys trying to figure things out. This magnet here, Steve, this is actually one from Sniper Sling. I bought this guy from Sniper Sling, and it came with like a little belt clip that kind of clipped onto a belt. But I don't like keeping my ammo on my hip. I like keeping it right around around my neck. So when I'm getting ready to shoot, for example, I kind of got everything tight. So I just pull up my ammo, drop it into my pouch, give it a pinch, drop it onto my finger, and I'm shooting. And there's not too much of this or coming from down here or anything. Everything's just tight and compact. Reload, shoot, reload, shoot. That's kind of my part of my spiel, we'll call it, is basically keeping everything in tight, in close, and shooting nice. We need more build videos. Too so fun to watch for you builders up there. Yeah, I like those vids. They're really awesome. Yeah, they're great show, Mark. Thanks for the tips and how to shoot now. Take care, mate, and the rest of the day, guys. Okay, take care, Neil. I find I shoot high left or high right depending on how I have the frame clocked. Yeah, you know what? That was something that I had been working on for a future video. Um, when you have your forks set up like this and you're shooting good, let's say point on, and sometimes you start to get a little bit lazy and you just slightly cock it just a little bit with the handle down. Say we're going pinky down, right? You'll find yourself all of a sudden shooting more to the right. Now, in my case, I'm a left-hand hold. Okay, I'll find myself end up shooting more to the right because I'm still shooting off my fork tip. So let's use my nose for an example. Like this, I'm point on. Like this, I'm shooting more to the right. But some frames, for some reason, like I've got one, my one from Island Made Catapults. If I have the fork tips stacked on top of each other perfectly, I always shoot to the left. So what I started doing was I cocked it by a little bit, and I go point on, and then I'm bang on, dead center. I don't know why it does that with that one frame. I have actually it's two frames I have to do this. My Beagle's like this, but at a lesser amount, and my where is it here? Let's see if I can show it to you. Yeah, here it is. My pocket poacher. A pocket poacher is like that for some reason. I don't know why. I love the way this frame feels in my hand, but I always have to just cock it just a little bit to get it back on center. I don't know why it's like that. I can't figure it out. But for some reason it is like that. And when I shoot it straight up, I was getting weird things happening, and I had a frame hit on it. I was so pissed. But at some point, I was thinking of actually cleaning this up. But I actually like the patina that's growing on it. I think it looks pretty badass. And one of these days, I'm gonna have to get myself another one of these guys. But I want it all in brass next time. The aluminum handles are pretty cool, but I like having the whole frame just get all gnarly and like nasty brass color. That patina color is just so badass. But that's one of those frames for some reason that I have to do that. I don't know why. Where are we at? Are you out of here, hillbilly? Thanks for stopping in, Rick. You're the man, dude. You are the man. Mind of a slingshot making video, video making genius. I made a paracord bracelet with a magnet in it. You can really get powerful magnets from a old hard drive. Oh, interesting. I did a cobra weave and just wove the magnet in halfway down. Oh, freaking cool. I wonder if I have any lying around. I know you can get some serious magnets out of microwaves too, but they're really, really big. Thoughts on a brass knuckle style handle? I think that'd be pretty freaking cool, dude. Put your hand right in there and all the way across right to a fork tip. Oh man, that would be freaking cool. Yeah, I love the duster handle frames. Yeah, we're still live coin. I don't know how much longer I'll be going at it there, but yeah, I'll pop back in here a little bit. I'll probably stick around just a little while longer and see how it goes. Oh, Rick, you're still here. You're just getting some work done now. I guess it's time. I got one natty I made. Only tips have been finished. Everything else is natural bark, moss. Pin accurate too. You know what? The I really like that look. I know Chris from Catapult Carnage did a couple of natties. He did that and he left the bark on and everything. It looks so freaking cool. And if you can give that a nice little spray with some kind of polyurethane or something just to keep it natural and have all that stuff kind of frozen in time, like all the bark and the moss and all that stuff, it'll look freaking amazing. I have two forks that I cut from last year that have kind of been that are drying in a box on my deck. One's yellow birch and one's white birch, and I want to try to keep a little bit of that birch handle, the birch on the handle when I make those into natties. It might be pretty cool. I use an old hard drive magnet, way more stronger. I'm going to be going live soon. Got to unbox a custom from Leighton. Very cool, dude. That's awesome. When you going live, Dees, I'll hop off of here. I'll go get a magnet and I'll watch you while I'm making my bands if that's what you're doing. What time you going live, bro? Yeah, agreed. Dickie Mint, the king of bark on natties. I know it's so freaking cool, man. It looks awesome. I have collectible Slingshot from Mexico. They come with animal feet connected to them in the bottom. Oh my god, that's so cool. Pretty much anytime. All right, dude. I'll dip out of here. I'll go get my magnet, get my bands made while I'm watching you. How's that sound? All right, dude. Guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Deez is going live in a couple of minutes. We'll check Deez out. I'm just gonna go grab a magnet and make a thing. I want to say thank you for all you guys sticking it out here for almost 3 hours. You guys are the best. I know Benji's gone, but a big thanks to Benji for stopping in today. This was an amazing chat. Everyone, head on over to Double D's channels, give him a like, a subscribe, and check him out live. He's freaking awesome. Anyway, let's do it. You guys take care, stay safe, get out, practice, be good to each other. I'll see you again soon. I love you guys. You're freaking awesome, and I'll see you over at Deez's channel. Bye for now.